Key as well as Omo. Gentlemen, take it away.
All right, it looks like it's going to be a Philippine versus Singapore matchup, and I just like to point out things about Galaxy Racer. By the way, they just moved to a team house for Open 5,
Okay.
so maybe we'll see a team house buff here. I mean,
For sure.
a lot of teams have been playing online now. I think even if you look at the VCT in Europe, some of the teams are playing from their homes, and having a team house, being able to play together, of course, is a big advantage because being able to play from the same connection, being able to be physically with each other, being able to train together, I think really just goes to show the commitment of these teams to the game and to the circuit. And I think for I'm gonna go with Galaxy Racer as well for this time around. I mean, you didn't ask, but I'm just gonna say, Galaxy Racer, they're taking this seriously.
All right, cool. I mean, I think we have a bit of a split desk here. I'm gonna go for Renatus White, but I'm gonna take 2-1 because I think that Haven will actually go over to the side of Galaxy Racer. We'll get a little bit more into that later on, but yeah, like you mentioned, intangible buffs coming in from the team house are gonna be really huge as well. Of course, both of these teams just took a 2-0 yesterday, so they're still in the upper bracket, and it's gonna be pretty exciting to see which of these teams will drop a game first.
Yeah, and for both teams, they've been going through some changes. For Renatus White, they just got acquired by a new org that might also have helped in the training regimen. Maybe they've got support staff, coaches that are helping them out now. But they've been playing really well, and of course, Kohaiwi being probably I think the second highest in terms of average combat score for FSL Open 4. Is really great. They also have a 6-person roster, so they actually it's not a sub, by the way. Some teams have a six player roster. The 6th person is in sub. This one is yeah, correct. Like you said, it's an active one. They change depending on the map, and I think it's a specialty kind of thing, and I think it's been working out for them, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, something to mention as well for having a active sub in a tactical shooter game, it's going to give your team a huge buff, especially in longer series. Imagine you just come off at overtime, everyone's a little bit tired, everyone's a little bit drained. Having a fresh energy come into your team can really pick you up going to the next map, especially once you start playing out these really long BO3s, BO5s later on in the tournament as well. So it's really nice to see that come up from them. Of course, for Renatus White, I do believe it's an map agent situation going on as well. Certain maps, they want to use certain agents, and they'll have specialists come in and play that. So I think it's really nice to see how that will play out for them. Of course, like the panel mentioned earlier on, Clutch Aphrodite, her performance yesterday on map 1 was insane. Yeah, it was an immaculate performance coming in from her. She just stole that map out of the hands of her opponents. It'll be interesting if she can do that here today. Of course, the consistent fraggers for that team are going to be the usual ones that you would look out for, like Kohaibi, Envious, playing the Duelist, typically very solid on that. But yeah, it's nice to see that they have the other players who can step up in times of need as well.
Yeah, another interesting to note, this happened off stream yesterday because Galaxy Racer wasn't playing on the English cast. They were playing on, I believe, one of the other language casts. But Trix, we've mentioned Trix before. She's been playing the Duelist, and she's highlighting Raze right now. We saw her in Open 4 play that Sova. She is the shot caller for the team, and probably one of the best female FPS players in Southeast Asia at some point. So she's definitely someone to watch out for. And she's back on the Duelist, so I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring to the table here because they're changing things up. And Baby Alka herself is also an insane duelist.
Yeah, I think it's cool to see Trix on the Duelist because, like you mentioned, she is going to be the IGL. She is typically going to be the big brain behind the Galaxy Racer squad. So seeing her on Race, on a Duelist, kind of gives me the vibe of, like, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. If something's not working out, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to go in, I'm going to get the entries, I'm going to open the site, which is a change of pace because you would typically see IGLs playing some things like controllers, playing some things that have more map presence where you can stay a little bit for the back and, inspect the map as a whole and kind of direct your soldiers about where they should go.
Yeah, you know who's reminiscent of a duelist slash shot caller as well, I think is Shazam from Sentinel. Yep. So I think if they can pull something off like that, and they can do something because you typically have a game plan at the very start, and then once you get those frags, that's when you start changing your strategies. Or if you lose players, then you start trying to adapt here and there. I think even as Raze, you can still shot call. So it's not like a oh, only get the controller has to be the shot caller, only the initiator has to be the shot caller. I think
That's true.
it can still work out.
Yeah, there's definitely no rules for that, but I think it's interesting to see. I mean, we have seen certain shot callers in the past who like to play luck positions where they can move around the map, and knowing exactly where your team is going to be can be very helpful for that as well. So we'll have to see how this plays out for Trix and Galaxy Racer. Of course, it's going to be a pretty standard lineup coming in from Renatus White. It's going to be Chloe TDW here on the stage. We saw her on Icebox as well. So it's interesting to see how these lineups are going to play out as we're going in for a little bit of a push towards B.
Yeah, Chloe is the Sage specialist for
Spike
them, and Baby
down
Aluka
A.
is gonna open this round with a kill on to Chloe. That's a frenzy at range, by the way.
Yeah, right off the bat, and that's a spike dropped as well, which is pretty huge actually. They have to pick it up again, but now Galaxy Racer, they know the spike is towards A at least for now.
Yeah, they didn't take complete control of it. They just went back into the side. Great discipline there for the side of Galaxy Racer. They are a super defensive team, though. We have seen them with great success on the defensive side. Now, Ivory gonna spot Mochi X out here.
Yep, they're gonna make a bit of a push attempt into B. They're gonna be coming into the side really soon. I think Galaxy Racer, they're kind of zoned off by this wall here. Sage is dead, of course, so no physical wall. Just Baby Alucard doesn't find one of the frenzy, quite close, but not quite. Another one gets a headshot onto Mochiak, gets the second with the same clip onto Envia, and K4Didi. You know, we want to call it clutch for Didi, but 1v4 with 20 HP, it's kind of a bit of a tall task here.
Yeah, and she only has a pistol in her hands. It's gonna be
Yeah,
difficult.
not much.
Aya, it's difficult. Like,
Not much you can really
hang-
do that,
yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. Like, there are some rounds where it's like winnable. There are some rounds where it's just try to take as many as you can before you die.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those. I want to do as much damage as I can. At the very least, you could say the Renatus White. They got the plant down, they got the spike down. It's a little bit of credits in their bank, so it's not the worst scenario to be in. But of course, they are gonna be in the eco right now, and Galaxy Racer, they're gonna try to close this one out with as minimal losses as they can get.
Yeah, Baby Aluka with a
There.
triple kill as well, so that's money in the bank for her, and she has a Marshall in her hands. We've seen a lot of Marshall plays here, in the previous map actually, and if Baby Aluka is gonna continue that, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice to see if she can do anything. I do believe she would be playing. Oh, she's playing towards A, just holding the angle by herself. Oh, doesn't quite get the flick there. She hears a lot of sounds though.
Yeah, she was pre-aiming a little bit too high.
Oh no! That's not a position you want to be caught out in. Kwaibi gets the spray down on Baby Aluka, and a push from Renatus White is coming into the sides. They get two real quick. Chloe TDW with Frenzy on the stage as Aya ticks down Envious. Nice flank here from Ivory, picks up one more. Spike is planted though, and Aya gets one, nearly gets the flick, and it's gonna be a 1v1. Chloe up against Ivory, 22 health, but has the sage heal, has the wall. She's gonna get an angle though. There we go, the headshot onto Ivory, and that's gonna be a thrifty win with a 4K coming into Chloe's pocket.
That was definitely not supposed to happen there,
yeah.
and I think after hearing all of those sounds, it looked like Baby Aluka was just eager to reposition with her Marshall there and got caught trying to scale the ropes. The tag actually slowed her down quite significantly and just led to her death. And I think for GXR, Trix, because of Baby Aluka dying, Trix got caught in between. She couldn't decide where to look, left or right, and unfortunately for her, she chose the wrong side there, and it just one by one they just fell, and unfortunately for them, the 50-50s all didn't work out.
Yeah, it was really rough timing from Baby Aluka trying to reposition, but once again, Chloe with another kill. I believe her 5th of the half so far. 5 in 3 rounds, not a bad pass for Chloe TDW. Normally a bit of a slower role player we see here on stage with her position to just really get the spike down, get the utility down. We do see a very aggressive push here from Envious, and I really do love watching Envious play. She's such an aggressive player who likes to go hard and fast, find these angles to surprise you from. That's exactly what we're seeing again. Galaxy Racer, they're trying to get back onto the side. Aya gets taken down by Ivy, but just with the pistols, with the classics, what can they really do here? Trix tries to find one, but yeah, Envious, like we mentioned, coming in from the back. No one really expected that. Gets a quick 2K, and that's going to be 2-1 for Renatus White.
Yeah, they look pretty dominant right now. After that first round blunder from Galaxy Racer, Galaxy Racer getting those kills really early in the first round, it seems like they just woke up like, okay, pistol round was a warm-up. It's time to turn everything on. And actually, something interesting, I didn't point this out earlier on. Aphrodite, sometimes we see her on the Sova, but it's actually Mochi X on the Sova now. It looks like they've swapped around these two. I mean, we saw her on the Viper yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, she did play the Viper yesterday as well, but I think they do have a little bit of flexibility, and they'll just change it around depending on what they think is appropriate. I think based on their practice as well and how things have been going there. But it's nice to see the flexibility coming from Renatus as we see a push, or rather a probe attempt coming into A. They are committing a lot here though. There's a flank attempt coming in from Galaxy Racer. Maybe a Luca this time around. Not going to be taking so many risks, holding a much safer angle. Nearly gets a headshot, not quite. Tricks picks up one onto Ivy. Chloe trades back, and and Baby Luca not going to let the push come in so quick this time around. It's going to be the flank from Aya. Gonna call that one off. Thinks she doesn't need it, doesn't need to risk it. Aphrodite gets one. We gotta pay attention to this though. Aphrodite and Envious are still alive.
What?
Wow! The wallbang moving headshot. A lot of words there, but Aphrodite, if anyone can do it, it's gonna be her.
Enemy
She
remaining.
knows Ivory's that's so low. Another headshot, that's 3. It's
She
gonna be a
wins
1v1.
these.
She wins these. Aya's coming from flank though. I don't think she knows.
No,
this
she's
is the
going
case.
to be.
She knows. She knows this is the case. This girl just has the biggest brain, I think. Like, we
30
talked about this
seconds
yesterday. When you're going for the clutches, what do you need?
Yo.
You need the aim, you need the nerves, and you need the brains. Aphrodite right now demonstrating she definitely has the brains. Gets the plan in B, while Aya is
planted.
still on A looking for her. She
That
realizes
was-
she's a bit lost.
That was big brain. She
That was
put up the
huge
wall
brain.
to make her think
Yeah.
that she's gonna go back.
Yep. Galaxy Racer might be on defense right now, but Aphrodite is definitely here on attack with the Galaxy brain.
I think she played herself though. I think it's a bit of a too far rotate. On the
It
side of Aya, she
might
actually ran.
And that's why pros don't win. Aphrodite kind of scares herself. Oh no!
Oh, but she wins these.
Oh my god!
What?
She is just a bit insane, no? Aphrodite, she gets the juke out. The wall is down though. Aya's trying to stick to defuse, but here we go. Oh no! Oh wait,
Who won?
Galaxy Racer got it. She got
Galaxy
the defuse off in
Racer
the mid
got
fight.
it.
That was like crazy. Oh my goodness. Aphrodite, you were right. She played herself. Got a bit. It's too over ego with the rotation there.
Yeah, that wall was really great though.
Oh my goodness.
That wall just really made it, and I think she maybe could have sprayed down that wall to be honest.
Perhaps she could have. It was definitely a possibility. She might have been afraid she would get picked during that time
Yeah.
as well. That's also another thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there's just-
one of those like, which way do you want to go out?
Yeah, there's just too many possibilities in that situation. She played it really well from the start though, which is super crazy to see that she nearly made the clutch play off.
Yeah, so for Galaxy Racer, it's gonna be half buy for them though because they don't have enough in the economy. Even though they got that win, none of them survived.
Yep, so it's gonna be really painful on the economy for Galaxy Racer, so they're gonna be in here with scuffed buys, while Renatus still basically full buys. There we go, we see the Emperors coming from Kohaibi. Envious gets dropped really fast though, but she doesn't drop. Gets into the side, gets control of the side. That's one for Kohaibi. Backs off, back to yellow boxes. There we go. That's gonna be 5 spin off by Aphrodite. It's just a firing squad right now from Renatus White. They're
standing.
blasting to the smoke, blasting all the angles. Aphrodite gets 2, Chloe gets the 3rd, and that's gonna be 3-2 for Renatus White. Good rounds to close out based on the economy from the side of GXR. They should be able to buy up now though. Unless they expended everything last round. We'll have to double check.
Yeah, they had some light buys just now. I think it was only Ivory with the buys there. I think it's also because she probably had a bit of cash.
Yeah, so
Never
it's gonna be
mind.
the full eco. Yeah, full eco for Galaxy Racer coming out right here. And looks to be an easy 4th for Renatus White. That was a very nice round from them to shut out Galaxy Racer, committing 2 ultimates, but very worth it in the end. We do still see the Viper's Pit from Ivory as well as the rest from Aya being possible options here. Envious once again doing a job as the leader, as the shot caller, as the duelist of this team. Flies inside, face plants a bit, but that's alright. If Baby Aluka doesn't land the shot, does land the shot in the end. Getting control of the site, that's exactly what a duelist needs to do. Misses the right click, but that's okay, has the Sheriff here, still pushing.
What?
There we go, headshot onto yeah. I don't know how that one worked out, but Envious is just so aggressive, you'd love to see it. 2-on-4 right now, Trix and Aya, what can they do?
They still have the sheriffs, and I call GXR the FaZe clan of FSL. So if Trix gets 3 headshots here, that's what she needs. It's a little bit
Yep.
too much to ask for, no, but like, it's really the only way to go.
It's a tall task. Maybe she just wants to get 1 or 2, you know, do a little bit of damage to the economy. Doesn't quite manage to. Aphrodite just holding down her left click there. That's gonna be 4-2 for Renatus White on their map pick to start things off.
Yeah, Trix ran into that bullet. Unfortunate timing for her, but her combat score is pretty good because she's actually dishing out a lot of damage here. Even though
Oh,
with
yeah,
just
for
2
sure.
kills, she has the least kills in the team, but she's second in ACS because of the amount of damage that she's doing, and really helping the team get those kills. But GXR, this is their buy round. This is the round for them to win, or either they win this or they dig themselves into a deeper hole.
Yeah, if they don't manage to pull off this round, then it's looking like something like a 6-2 for Renatus White because they have the eco, and the economy for Renatus is just too good right now. So a lot of pressure on Galaxy Racer to take this round. Where do they want to go with it?
Yeah, it's a bit of
Whoa,
an
this
uphill
push from
battle right
Trix.
now for GXR.
This push from Trix though, gonna get the flank onto A. I don't
You
think
will
Galaxy
not
Racer know
kill
about this
my
just yet. They're
ally.
going a little bit fast here. Envious gets rest. Trix though, she's holding down W. Oh, she has such a good angle. She's gonna see the spike.
Jets grounded.
That's one onto Envious. Second onto
Spike
Chloe.
down A.
Tosses the nade to make sure no one pushes her. She's gonna get it to her. She sees Mochi.
One enemy
They're shooting
remaining.
each other right now. She gets a third onto Mochi. Has to reload 30 HP. Oh boy.
Great play by Trix here.
Fantastic flank coming around out of B. Yeah, here to back her up. Kefadadi picks up Aya. But there we go. Ivory closes out that round. And 4-3. We talked about how GXR had to win that round. And off the back of their leader Trix, it was a very nice round from them.
Yeah, Trix with the push there immediately catapults herself to the top of the scoreboard, and GXR is gonna make this really close. And they needed a round, right? Like if they
Yep,
lost that
they really
round,
did, yeah.
next round was an eco, and then the round after that was a broken by. But on the side of Renatus, look at their creds. They even have enough for 3 more guns on top of the
Yeah.
5 that they're buying right now.
Yeah, they're definitely loaded. They'll definitely be able to full buy next round as well if they need to. There we go. Viper's Pit from Ivory. Where's that one gonna be on? It's gonna be on B here. But we did see this from Renatus yesterday. They have no qualms about pushing into the Viper's Pit. Ivory trades
because-
1 for 1, and that's worth it.
Yes, that's all they want. They want that 1 for 1, and they think that once they get this 1 for 1, it's fine because
Yep.
everyone's gonna be an A, and they're gonna have to rotate.
Yeah, and they do indeed force a rotation out. So now the ball is in Renatus' court. Do you want to commit to this push here? Or do you want to look for a play back around? We see Kefadadi looking to hold out mid, making sure no flanks comes in. After what we saw from Trix last round, is perfectly understandable. And it looks like they're going to commit to A. Galaxy Racer, they think they're doubling back around. And they're going to commit to B, rather. They see Trix spots them out. Oh, she has the ultimate, though. Blind shot, doesn't find anyone. And that's going to be a 3-on-4 right now. Renatus
Yeah,
White, they should be able to get the plan.
Great leer there from Kohaibi, actually
Spike
blocking
planted.
out the vision from Trix there.
For sure, it was very nice Leah from her. Making a miss her ultimate, wasting that one is gonna be huge. Baby Aluka here trying to lead the retake. They do see Kohaibi through the walls with the silver dart. Oh, that's nice from, I believe that's Mochi X, forcing Baby Aluka out of the corner. She sprays down the wall, has to reload 2-on-3 right now. Aya has the rest. She opts to use it onto Yaya. They need this round. They need a W. Mochi X picks up one. She tries to start off the defuse. Will get it to half before she has to pull out her weapon. 2-on-2 right now. Super good positioning coming from Renatus though. Chloe and Kefadadi. They're gonna hold this one down, and nothing you can really do on the side of Galaxy Racer. It's gonna be 5-3 for Renatus White.
Yeah, the snake bite actually makes it so difficult to go for that spike plan. If you don't find Kefadadi at the very beginning, it's just going to be a very difficult retake, and that's a power to Viper. And unfortunately, Viper's not as good on other maps as she is on Icebox and Breeze, but Viper on the post plan is just extremely oppressive to play against, and
Yep.
it showed there.
Yeah, for sure. There's a bunch of lineups. She can put the DK on you with a Q. She can put the Snake's Bite on you. So there's a lot of options there once you do get in the plan. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Viper's a really essential agent for this map, and we see why. Aya gets a very nice headshot onto Kwaibi. That's definitely not someone you want to be losing. The duelist this early on in the round.
Yeah, and they
Looks
don't
like
have
they
the rest.
Yeah, they don't have the rest available too. They want to commit to A though. Despite being found out, Trix is trying to look for a backstab, but Kefadadi spots her out and sends her a few parting gifts. She's gonna be full health though, despite a bit of a scuff by sitting on half armor. Same with Ivory. Same with Aya. Kefadadi pushing back into mid. They're just
Both-
sitting here behind this wall.
Yeah, they both don't really want to make that first move. They're just waiting for someone to budge. And I think for Galaxy Racer, they're okay with the retake. That's 1-for-1. Aya and Envious getting
Yeah.
1 kill apiece.
Headshot for Envious, but they're gonna fall out. I mean, everyone hears you running away, I'm sure. It turns out that they maybe don't. Yeah, they do. Okay, so Trix is rotating towards mid. You see Baby Alucard rotating all the way back around towards B. They hear the rotation. That was a little bit too loud from Renatus there. And it looks like they will want to commit to the B side right now. No wall available. No smokes available. Viper Snake Spy down, rather. They don't get the plan. Yeah, they spray out through the wall. No utility means it's gonna be a really hard plan. No smokes, no wall. And it's gonna be a 1-on-3 here. Nothing much Kifudadi can do. Clutch Fudadi in a tough switch situation once again. And that's gonna be a 5-on-4 for Renatus.
That snake bite into the wall bang at the plant spot was just chef's kiss. Absolutely amazing. Denial of the plant there from Ivory just secured them that round. Snake bite and then just spray through. Got that headshot. The doubling the damage just means that it's an easy kill. And Galaxy Racer are making this competitive. The queens of overtime making it really close.
And the opposite narrative is kind of true for Renatus White as well, ever since they were the Impaler, right? We do see them kind of struggle, kind of have a little bit of issues closing out maps as well as closing out series when you get later in it. They have a bit of issues with, I would say, stamina as well as with changing up their game plan on the go in the later stages of the game. So we'll have to see if that's going to be an issue here as Galaxy Racer are clawing themselves back into this one. Envious rushing on the side once again. Has the knives, but we picks up one. It's been a really good performance from her thus far. Yaya's below, gets the right click down. Very nice shot there from Envious. Runs into Aya's headshot though, 2-on-2. It's gonna be Chloe and Mochi up against Aya and Ivory. Snake Spike there, pushing Mochi out of the corner. Doesn't get the headshot into Aya, and Aya gets the headshot. She does not miss those. Chloe, last woman standing.
One clutch.
Yeah. Oh, she made a bit too much noise there. Yeah. Oh, rather, I think it was Ivory. Ivory dropped, right?
She
Yeah.
dropped down.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed style there.
Definitely. You know, you dropped down and Chloe was watching the wrong angle, I believe, so a bit unfortunate there. So that's gonna be a Galaxy Racer tying this one up. And the economy that we talked about from Renatus White, I do believe that's all but gone right now.
Yeah, and it looked like Galaxy Racer just woke up. Like these past few rounds, they've figured out how to get these retakes done, how to get these defenses down, and it's just starting to look good. And both teams are looking pretty close, and it's gonna be a broken bye for Renatus because they want to save enough to full buy the next round. That's why there's 2 Spectres and 3 Sheriffs.
Definitely prefer to get the full buy on the next round, getting what they can this round. Ivory spots out Envious here, tricks her down though. And, she's gonna be in a pretty nice position, though she will get spotted out. Chloe tries to get it, gets the spray with the Spectre, gets taken low though, thanks to the boom bot from Trix. 4-on-4 right now. They reclaim one of the rifles, I believe, and that will go into the hands of... Oh, they don't manage to pick it up. Mochi gets taken down by Yaya on the flank. Very disciplined here from GXR. You love to see it. They'll push out of the side a little bit, get info, get some picks, and then they'll fall back. They have no need to overstay. They'll let you be constantly afraid.
There's a flank from Kate Fadaiti though.
Okay, Fadaiti with a brilliant position, honestly. They don't know where she is. Look at this. Aya has no idea where she is, but it doesn't quite matter. That's a bit of a gun gap right there. Gets the headshot onto Kate Fadaiti. Chloe, last one standing, yet again. Feels like they know where she is. And she's just gonna get ran down from every single angle, and that's gonna be Galaxy Racer taking the lead for the first time since the pistol. 6-5 for them.
Great, 3 rounds in a row for them. Being able to string this is great because you guarantee at least going even into the second half. But Galaxy Racer, they are a more defensive-sided team, as we mentioned earlier, and I think that they want a bit more than this. They want to go 7-5 for sure.
Yeah, it's looking very doable. They're on fire. They have the momentum in their back pocket, so I feel like they can definitely pull this off. We'll have to see what Renatus White can do to kind of stop this momentum from them.
See if wait, there's an operator actually coming out from Galaxy Racer. Trix is on that op, and it's gonna look really scary for it's White, but you know they're not gonna peek the op. Op's actually all the way in B.
Yeah, op is all the way on B, like you mentioned. We'll have to see if she can rotate around and try to make an impact. The rotations are very long for this map, so it's gonna take her a while to get into the B side. And there we go, Empress, Aaliyah, everything being committed to smoke. Envious dashing onto the side. What can they find right here? Looks like they will get. Oh, they don't quite. They don't cover all the angles, and that's gonna be Baby Aluka taking Kefudide down before she can use the Viper's Pit. Chloe TTW getting taken down super low as well. 2 on 3. Trix is trying to find an angle with the operator. Doesn't quite manage to find anything. Resurrect comes in, but she eats 1 tag.
1 HP.
May she get a third? She does eat the third. 1 HP. Yeah, takes her down at the end of that one. No wall gonna be used. It's gonna hurt Renatus White a lot. Kohibi gets taken down, and Envious. What can she do right here? They send in the Boombot. They send in the Sova drone as well. Playing a bit of PvE right there. It's gonna be a bit hard for Envious. And there we go. Galaxy Racer goes 7 and 5.
Yeah, this is exactly what they want here. And Aya is actually the Sentinel, of course, on the defensive side.
Yep.
On the top of the frag board. And
Metal Sage.
Trix, Baby Aluka. This is their time to shine, though. Galaxy Racer are on the attacking side this time around.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Renatus White can do on defense. So pick your brains a little bit, Marky. How do you feel about this map? Do you feel it's more defender-sided? Do you feel like it's more attacker-sided? How do you think it's looking for Renatus?
I think it's a bit more attack-sided, but on the side of Galaxy Racer, this is one thing that I've been mentioning. Their side doesn't have a flash. Like, even though it's just Arena Lear on Renatus' side, there's no flash at all for Galaxy Racer. So that's going to be aim duels and aim duels that they're going to need to actually do, because the Viper wall isn't that flexible either. So it's gonna be aim duels and aim duels here for Galaxy Racer, and they're gonna have to win them.
That's a super good point as well. Yeah, we'll have to see if Galaxy White can win, Galaxy Racer rather can win these aim duels, but they go hard and fast into the side once again. The Boombot spots out Mochi X. They take that one down. They're basically into side already. They need to secure position. There we go. That's the wall down from Aya, the Battle Sage. She gets the plant. Baby Aluka, very nice position, gets one of the frenzy and dashes right back out. Chloe TTW backing a team up here. Trix takes down Mochi X. Chloe trying to spray through the Viper's wall. Oh, they're making a lot of noise right now. They know where Chloe and Kohibi are. She's trying to drop the heal onto Kohibi, but is it gonna be in time? Baby Aluka takes down Kefudide. Oh, they have so many things to kill. The recon boat. Now almost a double headshot there from Kefudide, from Chloe, but not quite enough, and Kohibi will get dropped in the end. It's gonna be a very nice, clean push from GX Racer. They were fast, they were decisive, they got the plan.
Yeah, and Trix and Baby Aluka are really leading the charge there. Trix on the right side, Baby Aluka climbing up to get that first frag. It's just really great play from them. Very decisive, like you mentioned, that wall going down even before they got their first frag. That spike went down fast, and I think it's just amazing for Galaxy Racer because they really know how to play their lineup even without using a flash. And I think if they can keep this up, it's gonna look really good. But if Renatus actually start figuring them out and start reading them, it's gonna be difficult for them to get into sides.
Well, I mean, so far they've been playing hard and fast, right? It looks like they want to go for a repeat of that. Will Renatus be aware of this, though? Ivory catches the flank from Kefudide. Really nice one from her. Looks behind on the B side. Kohibi playing a little bit too close. Doesn't expect the angle. Envious last one standing. Not gonna be enough. And Galaxy Racer, they just run through Renatus 1. 4 alive with this back. This, you love to see it.
Yeah, they're racing through this second half, and that hyper aggression from them is the way to play the second round, because you have the Spectres, you have the automatic guns. You really just have to win those, because otherwise you're just gonna get picked off one by one and they get gun upgrades. But now Renatus White, they have the rifles. This is their full buy round. Let's see if they can turn this around.
The rifles, like you mentioned, and that means they really need to win this round. If not, a loss is gonna force them back on eco yet again, and then that might just be 11 rounds in the pocket of Galaxy Racer. It's a really dicey situation to be in for Renatus. They need to win this round, but Ivory already finds one. They're pushing so aggressively, they're pushing so fast, they're punishing the over-aggressive positions from Kohibi and Kefudide. That's 2 down already,
and
they pick up gun upgrades. Yeah. That was really weird coming in from the side of Renatus. They got a little bit too overconfident, I think, and they got caught out there. There we go.
They lost the aim duels to Spectres. I think that's just not what you want to see. There were no flashes or no executes from GXR there. They just punished the push. But Chloe takes Trix down.
Yeah, Chloe gets one, but Baby Aluka, I believe, through mid. Oh, doesn't quite get the dash, and that's a bit unfortunate for her as Envious trades back around. 2-on-3 right now. They don't have the numbers advantage. They don't have the gun advantage. What can Renatus do? They really need this win, like we mentioned. Aya takes 1 down. Aya takes 2 down, and that is a huge round for Galaxy Racer.
Well,
It's gonna put them onto 11.
That was a nice finisher. Was that the Sentinels of Light finisher?
I believe it was. I'm not super sure.
I
big
bought the
cosmetic
set,
guy.
but obviously I haven't activated the finisher yet because I haven't gotten the last frag.
It's okay, Maki. You'll get it soon. I have full faith in you. Eventually.
Oh, but that round was absolutely
round
crucial.
hurts.
Look,
Yeah.
Galaxy Racer, they have full guns right now. They stole 3 guns that round. On the side of Renatus
Yeah.
White,
Massive
they're on
value.
pistols, and this is gonna be an easy round 11 for Galaxy Racer if they don't mess it up.
Yeah, massive value there for Galaxy Racer. They get the upgrades, they get the economy going in their favor. Renatus, they're trying to go, try to find something on these scuff buys.
Oh.
And Koibi finds one. Is there a chance here for Renatus? They trade 1 for 1 so far. Chloe gets taken down. They do have all 4 on the A side. It's gonna be a showdown here.
It's
The
gonna be difficult for them
rifles.
because they can't get the
You will not
guns.
kill
Even though
my
they got
Yeah.
the kill, they can't get the
Oh
tricks.
no,
And
they
she's
don't want
rest
to lose
too.
the round. Yeah, they don't want to risk losing it. They don't want to give you a chance in this one. Trix gets rest. Koibi gets 1 more headshot there, but she's gonna get rushed and Trix will trade right back. Good choice to resurrect her. It's gonna be Cape Daidi left alive, and I know we call it clutch for Daidi, but there's not really much
Another
you can do here.
1v4 again. It's just
Yeah,
when if she had a rifle in her hands, I'd say maybe. There's
Yeah,
a
maybe.
chance.
Maybe we can see a 1v3 maybe. But 1v4, it's just so demanding, especially when they're in the side and they've planted already. It's just, Renatus White, they seem to be getting a little bit outstretched and a bit... They seem to be feeling a little bit cold right now, because we see Chloe sitting at the top of the bots. Koibi is at second. You need to see a little bit more of these duelists, I feel.
Yeah, it's
Keep up.
looking really dicey for Renatus, and they do have the operator committed on Envious.
Yeah, they do have the operator committed for Envious, and that's going to be a really nice pickup for her. We'll see if she manages to find any picks. We know she likes to play aggressive. We know she likes to play fast. Where's she going to be going, though? Okay, so it's going to be Baby Alucard trading 1 for 1 at mid right now. Trix going in hard and fast with Rocket Fuse. Doesn't quite manage to find anything. I don't even think she didn't even get any damage down on Chloe. Oh, she did actually. That's my mistake. She did get some damage down on Chloe. Koibi gets 1 more onto Aya. We say they need to find these frags, and they are. Ivory committing the Viper's Pit there, 2-on-4, but they do have the advantage of the plant, and they have the advantage of the Viper's Pit. That's gonna be the Silver drone.
Sage's hair.
Look at Sage's here. Koibi rushes out, gets the nice flick headshot onto Ivory. Yeah, gets Koibi back though, and Envious, that's gonna be a 2-on-1. They get the defuse, and that's gonna be really important for Renatus, because if they had lost that round, Galaxy would have been on match point. So it's very nice to see them pick up a 6th round. That's gonna be the operator as well in the hands of Envious here. Let's see what she can do with this one.
Yeah, if they can make this op work, that would be great, but Galaxy Racer, a little bit of misplay there on that round. I think Trix being taken down there and not being able to secure the site for the post plant just cost them a little bit. But they still have a pretty healthy economy. They still have a pretty cushy 5-round lead. So I think they'll be okay. Look, they're on full buys and they have enough for another set of full buys.
Hold on, am I looking at this right? They won 8 rounds in a row.
Yeah,
Galaxy
exactly.
Racer, they're feeling it right now. They're feeling a bit streaky. They're gonna get a bunch of rounds. They lost one right back there, but it's okay because they still have a lot of guns in their hands. They have a lot of. They have a pretty good economy right now. Envious with the operator will be trying to make the rotation over. She's gonna be a little bit late though. Baby Alucard has a very nice position up top here. Re-smokes herself, trying to be a bit sneaky. Koibi has an inkling of this. Doesn't quite, or does manage to find a kill. Doesn't even take any damage down. Has the Empress if she opts to use it. Doesn't need it. Envious gets one. Chloe gets a second. Nearly finds the spray transfer. And Koibi spraying into the cops of Ivory there. That's gonna be a nice, clean round for Renatus. That's exactly what they need to start building up their economy again.
Yeah, and not just the economy, but also the momentum. It's just like they woke up after being able to buy some rifles, and it's still pretty big lead for them to close.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be
4
4
rounds.
rounds in a row that they're gonna have to win, and there's gonna be 4 out of 5 guns on the side of Galaxy Racer. Oh, and the Bulldog actually on Ivory. She's thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a scuff buy coming in from the side of Galaxy Racer. It's not the best situation to... Oh, sorry. They do manage to upgrade to Vandals and Phantoms, I think. Yeah,
just
they
one
do
light
just have a...
light for Aya.
Yeah, just the light armor fire so she can buy up their utility. So it's not the worst situation to be in. Galaxy Racer, I think they're okay with this one.
Okay.
Now, if a loss happens here for Galaxy Racer, though, that will be a different story. They're looking towards B with the spike, I believe, though. So they're gonna run into Kfididi here. Nice
What?
one click with Guardian.
Guardian gun.
Oh, she gets taken down by Aya, though. Trades right back around. Doesn't quite
Yeah.
manage to find that one. I think the smoke kind of confusing her a little bit there as well.
I was gonna say Chloe has the rest, but she's on the completely opposite side of the map, so that's not gonna. Kfididi is probably not gonna be rest this round. Still 3v4, and it looks like it's gonna be an A take. Let's
Yeah.
see if Chloe can actually hold this down because they're gonna come in
It's a
as
good
three.
call. Yeah, the members of Galaxy Racer, they are going to A side that they convinced Renatus they're not gonna push. They made so much noise and kills at B that Renatus are trying to run back around right now, but it's gonna be too late. The plant is already going down. That's gonna be a 3-on-3 with the plant down in favor of Galaxy Racer right now. We see Baby Aluka gets taken out by MojiX. Aya trades right back around though, and Kohabi will not find Yaya one-on-one right now. Yaya has the knives. Oh, sorry, Envious has the knives, so she's gonna win that one, and that's gonna be a 3K for Envious getting the clutch and bringing it to an 8-11 scoreline. Still really close. And Renatus, do you believe they're starting to pull back into this one?
Yeah, you can see the momentum slowly shift, right? After 8
Yep.
rounds in a row from Galaxy Racer, they were able to recover, and there we go.
Good
There's
call.
the momentum shift
Yeah,
there.
that's a very
You
good call.
need this tech.
Yeah, it's a very good call from Trix to get the tactical timeout, stop the momentum of Renatus in its tracks. They don't want Renatus to start running away with this one. We saw them come out to a really hot start in the beginning of the map. GXR, they managed to pull it around with 8 rounds in a row. That's going to be a super huge run of form for them until Renatus found 3 of their own. So the next one to take it, if Galaxy Racer takes the next round, I feel like it's going to be basically done for. There's so many rounds for Renatus to claw back for. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and the economy still hasn't been built up for Renatus because the rounds have been very expensive. That last round was they lost 4 guns there. It was only Envious that was left up. She does save the operator, so at least
Yep.
she has an op going to this next round. On the side of Galaxy Racer, because of the economy they've built up, they still have enough for a full buy this round.
Yep, they'll still be able to get a full buy down, and that's really important to have. Calling the tech before the full buys gives them a very good fighting chance here in the 20th round of the map. Of course, this is Renatus White's map pick, so it's not really a good sign to see them fall behind here on it to Galaxy Racer. Of course, the next map is gonna be Haven, which
They actually
is
don't know
Galaxy's
who
map
called
pick.
the timeout, so we'll
Oh,
have to
that's
see.
true. That's true. I mean, we can infer that it was probably Galaxy Racer, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're not exactly super sure of that one.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it was Galaxy
yeah.
that did call timeout.
All
and
that.
it does make sense because they were the ones that were losing the momentum there.
Yep.
And it looks like one thing to point out, Renatus actually rotated Kohabi to A. That could be the Viper on A instead. That's different.
Yep, definitely. We normally see Viper on B in the Icebox, so it's nice to see a little bit of Oh, you know what she's gonna do? She's just gonna open with Viper's Pit, I believe. They're gonna leave her basically solo on A with the Viper's Pit is the most likely play here from the side of Renatus White. So we'll have to see how that one plays out for them because it looks like Galaxy Racer once again situated very heavily towards A.
Yeah, it makes sense for them to do that. Because B, the Viper's Pit we've seen is still quite vulnerable because there's still a lot of openings. But if you use Viper's Pit on A, there's only one corridor where they can actually go into.
Yep, they just have to funnel into you, then you have the snake bites, you can hold your spray down, there's so many options there, and that's definitely going to be a very commanding position for Kfididi. And we've seen Clutchfidides pull off multiple 1vx's before in the past, so with the Viper's Pit, I have a lot of confidence in her to be able to pull that one off.
Yeah, they really need to hold this off because GXR, once they win that one round, it's just match point. And you know when you're playing and there's that pressure where, you know, we can't make mistakes, we can't drop any more rounds. It's just a difficult position to be in. And right now, Renatus, they want to catch up first. They want to catch up before GXR get the match point. In fact, they probably want to get the match point or win the game first.
Of course, I mean, that's definitely the end goal here. Of course, we are now in a technical timeout, so it might just be a little bit of time. It's a good chance for the viewers at home, go stretch your legs a little bit, go get a drink, because I feel like we might be in for a long series here, Marquis.
Yep.
These teams look a little bit evenly matched.
Can I get a drink too?
I wish that was the case. I wish we could get a drink right now, but unfortunately, we have to stay here and wait for the technical timeout to end so that we can see how this game plays out. But seriously, what do you think? Do you think it's gonna be a long game? Because I have a feeling that we're gonna be in for maybe a 3-game series here.
Yeah, I mean, you look at both teams at how they're closely matched up. I would think so. Like, there's a chance, either that or it's just gonna be a close 2-0. Like, the thing is, when people see a 2-0, they're gonna think, oh, that other team just got wrecked. But actually, it can be 2 13-11s, or as we saw in the previous series, one of it was a 16-14, and that's just as close as it get. If both maps went to overtime, but it's 2-0, it can still be really close.
Yeah, definitely a bunch of close maps here. We do see a lot of very evenly matched teams. And there we go, Kifidati just dropping the Viper's Pit. No entrance for you, no entry for you to Galaxy Racer. They are still going to stay around though. They might want to use the Silver Drone to try to contest this one a little bit. Of course, the spike is towards B right now. They're just trying to make some noise to maybe force a rotation. I think the drone might have spotted out Kohai B on A. But it looks like this bait is actually going to work. And VS is going to fall back to yellow box. Not quite. She's not going to give up the side. But she's going to hold a safer position.
Yeah, at least they've kept 2 locked on A. Because you make noise there. You kind of make presence. At least you make them keep guessing, right? It's not just the Viper that they're committing. They're committing 2 players in a pit. But Envious with a shoot and dash. That's a hit and run there. If I've ever seen one. And she's just... There's no trade.
Aya with a bit of a slow peek came out crouch walking, so she won't be able to find too much. And they're gonna commit to B, it looks like. Kfiditi's still gonna be staying on A with Viper's Pit, make sure no fake outs come around. But there we go, the plant has been started, the plant has been cancelled. Yeah, they don't really have the weaponry to kind of win this one out, I think. Trix picks up Kohai B, Envious gets the operator kill, gets a 3rd operator kill in this round. Baby Aluka gets one, but just so low, has the recon bolt on her as well. What can she really do right here? 16 HP up against Clutchradite and Mochi X.
I will say she dies by snakebite.
Very likely, 12 seconds left. She probably doesn't want to die after the timer runs out here, so she's going to be pushing in a little bit aggressive.
There's no snakebite.
Yeah, no snakebite available. Oh, the timer's going to run out though. There we go, 2 seconds left on the clock, so not the end of the world for Baby Aluka, but they do pick up a 9th round in this half.
That operator is paying off.
Did a lot of work.
Gonna say, yeah,
For sure.
It was. Did they save that from their very first operator buy round? I think they did, right?
If
yes,
they had,
it's 4 rounds in a row for them. They've saved that
true.
since then.
Yeah, that's true. This is a very value operator for NVS here. It's been doing a lot of work as well. Not every round, but the rounds where it has came into effect, it really did a lot. Nice position here from Kohaibi. Trying to see if anyone wants to scale up to a matcher. We do see an eco round there from GXR.
Full eco from them. They don't have much in terms of ultimates as well. Just the Res and Hunter's Fury.
Oh,
they're gonna have
boy,
to get
Baby
good before
Aluka.
they want to commit.
Such a threatening position from Baby Aluka, dashing around the side, creating space, making chaos, forcing Kawaibi to check so many angles, but Mochi X finally picks her up with the shock dart. It's gonna be a 5-on-3 right now. Kawaibi's so low thanks to the snake bite. Ivory will wallbang her for that kill there, and it's gonna be Chloe picking up another kill. She's still sitting at the top of the leaderboards, to the top of the kill counters for RTS. Ivory with the fake onto the ropes. She doesn't have to spike though, such an impossible position to be in, and there we go, the operator picks her up. 10-11. Renatus, looks like they might just tie this one up.
Yeah, it looks like the comeback is happening, and Galaxy Racer, they do have the guns for this round though, I believe. They should have some economy.
Yep, they should.
Losing so many rounds in a row. That's,
yeah, they should definitely.
Blessings, guys.
I mean, it's a bit of a silver lining. It's a tough situation to be in, but they will have to buy this time around after the full eco last round. Last chance. Can he get it the match point, or is Renatus White gonna tie this one up at 11-11? We'll have to see how this one plays out. So far, pretty much every single match we've seen has been so close and so contested by every team, and it looks like we're seeing it here again today. Envious with a very aggressive peak position. Doesn't find anything and decides to call it off, going back to mid, I believe.
Yeah, that operator is really doing a lot of work for them.
Oh boy, Tricks.
Ooh,
Shoulder peek there. Seconds from disaster. I should not be alive, Tricks. And there we go, playing the timeout as well, knowing Envious would take that shot there. Ooh, a little bit of damage onto her. That's nice. Not a significant amount of damage, but still.
at least enough to push her off, and I think they just need some sort of map control here because they haven't found any, and it's less than a minute left in this half, and they haven't found a single kill.
They have not found a single kill. They're gonna be running the timer down. Okay, for that, gonna be walking into Ivory, but Ivory wins out on that one. And she's still has a snake bite. It looks like she wants to hold on to it for now. The rotation is not quite in yet. It looks like it's just a fake out. They're not committing the Viper lineup because they're not committing the B.
30 seconds
Just some
left.
damage from Ivory, just some chaos, some noise, some fake outs. It seems like RTS smelled this one out though. They're rotating two members back around, but Ivory just doing so much work here. Kohibi has to take her down. There we go. She does manage to in the end. And we see Chloe on the mini-map just running around. She doesn't know where to go. She doesn't know where GX are. And there we go. The plant attempt is coming in onto A. But Hunter's Fury from GX is going to try to stop the plant. Doesn't quite find the second shot though. And 6 seconds left on the clock. Galaxy Racer do find the plant.
And that was great play by Ivory there, keeping them on that B side. She even took Envious down, but got resurrected. Aya still has the res, however, but Ivory's not even near enough to res.
Oh, Kohibi just gonna stick the plant there. They have the smoke, but the Hunter's Fury to answer. They get it to half at least, so not the worst situation to be in. Maybe I look up, gets a headshot. Aya gets a second. They're running out of utility, and there we go. She tries to stick it. Envious with the operator, gets taken down. That's gonna be match point. It looks like for Galaxy Racer. There we go. Very nice post plants coming in from them, and that has been the bane of Renatus so far. Good post plants make it so hard for you to clutch, make it so hard for you to win these duels. 12-10 for Galaxy Racer. Will they close it out here, or is there a chance of overtime?
Took a while, but they got their match point, and they have the res as well. So Galaxy Racer having the ultimates, and we can surmise that this tactical timeout is on Renatus' side.
Yep.
They can
There we
buy the
go.
guns, but they won't have the operator this time around. So let's see if they can actually pull anything out of this, because we're looking at the same buys from both sides. 5 rifles, everyone full armor. But what we're seeing outside of economy is ultimate economy. There's 4 ultimates on Galaxy Racer. So
You're right.
that is scary.
That's definitely not what you want to see if you're going up against a team who have match point as well. So yeah, that's going to be extremely intimidating there for Galaxy Racer. Not exactly sure what Renatus can do to answer that outside of, just win every single duel maybe. But that's such a tall order.
Yeah, even if they win duels, if they win 5 duels and Aya actually gets a res off though,
Yeah, that's true.
Galaxy Racer still win.
That's definitely true. It's such a tough situation to be in. We'll have to see what they can pull off here though.
They're gonna
As,
have to go to
Envious
more
has
than
the operator.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. 101 from Renatus as Envious with the operator gets smoked out once again. Yeah, they... Oh, whoops. Sorry. Looking at the wrong situation right now. I actually misread the map. And yeah, it looks like the push is going to be coming in towards B. As, yeah, B execute. They're going hard and fast. They have the ultimates like we talked about, right? They have the ultimate economy available. So they can just commit to this play.
They also have one more round to, oh no, and 2 more rounds to actually give some. No, sorry, 1 more round to give leeway. So they might want to save the ultimate for next round in case. But if I were GXR, I'd be committing everything here.
Yeah, I mean, if they do find some picks, they can commit everything. And there we go. Ivory finds the flank attempt.
And there's the first pick. They can still switch it up. A is completely open, and it's less than a minute left. Okay, this is some mind games here.
Spike dropped.
Yeah,
It's a
once
delayed push.
again, they've just conditioned Renatus to think that they're gonna go for the fake out because they've been doing it so often. And Ivory, there we go, gets the plant down. Wall comes up. Ivory gets pushed though, but Kefidari loses out of that one, and that's gonna be huge because she could have stopped the plant. She could have gotten rid of Viper's Pit, but right now it looks like the game is basically in the pockets of GXR. Can Renatus steal it away? Kohibi spring into the Viper's Pit, not gonna find anything. Safe position taken from Ivory. Aya still has the Wrath. Trick still has the Rocket Fuse. What can they really do right here?
Not sure what they can do. That showstopper can just scare them away. There's the snake bite as well. No one's gonna be defusing that spike.
Ivy runs into the headshot of Ivory. There we go. Showstopper being used. Chloe gets one, but the rocket is gonna land. Not quite. Don't even need it. Don't need the rocket. And that's gonna be a 13th round on the board for Galaxy Racer. This is of course gonna be Renatus White's map pick as well. A huge win coming in for the side of Galaxy Racer.
You know, the pit was going down, and then she
Yep.
just sees 3 people like looking at her and like, hi.
Yeah.
And then that's just the game. And Galaxy Racer really impressing us here. Renatus though, don't count them out yet. They made it really close, even though they lost those 8 rounds in a row. They kind of dialed it back, tried to make it really close, tried to send it to overtime. But Galaxy Racer, that was a great timeout from them, by the way. After that timeout, they actually got that round and got them to match point. They were really close, and Galaxy Racer secured that. It was Renatus's map pick as well. So I think you're gonna be feeling really good coming to game 2.
Definitely. I mean, we are going to the second map, which is going to be Haven, chosen by Galaxy Racer. And of course, fun fact, that is the map with the lowest win rate from Renatus White, 50% win rate on Haven. So it's going to be a very tough one for them to try to surpass. I mean, were they able to do it? What are your thoughts on this one, Maki?
I think Galaxy Racer are just too good on Haven. Like every time I see them on Haven, I think it was a series that went really close. It went to overtime. But Galaxy Racer are just good in Haven, and I think that it's their map pick, it's their comfort pick. With tricks on the duelist, you can see that their attacking side is just much better than it was before.
Yeah, I mean, you see how good they are at these fake outs, at the ability to be able to swap around these sides, swap around their pushes, and even condition Renatus White into expecting a fake out when it doesn't happen. So the mind game's coming in, like you mentioned, and it's going to be huge on Haven when they have 3 options to play with. With that, though, we are probably going to be taking a little bit of a break. Don't go anywhere, though, because when we come back, it's going to be match points between Renatus White and Galaxy Racer.
Okay, welcome back everyone. This is game number 2 of Galaxy Racer versus Renatus White, and that was a great game number 1. And I think my predictions are starting to manifest. Galaxy Racer taking their first game, but everyone said 2-1 though, so this might be the one. But we'll have to see. It was really close though. Like even though it looked one-sided at first, Galaxy Racer with the 8 rounds in a row, but Renatus pulling it back, making it really close. I think both teams, you're starting to see the level of competition, go up here. Like a lot of the
for sure.
teams that have been in the playoffs over and over again, they are really closely matched right now, and you're starting to see the styles get more refined. They are a lot more polished. The executes, the holds. I used to say that the defending side is the favored side, but it looks like the teams are starting to learn their executes. I'm really making it work. And for both sides, I think we saw that on the Icebox, and that was Renatus' map pick. So,
Yep.
Galaxy Racer must be feeling good about themselves coming into game 2.
Definitely, and going to Haven, they're gonna be really happy about having one map up already. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboards though. Galaxy Racer with a 13-10 round score. Of course, it's gonna be both Sages as the MVP sitting
Sage
atop.
supremacy.
Yes, Sage supremacy, the Battle Sages, 252 combat score for Chloe and 255 for Aya. So very impressive from both of them, because duelists on both teams. So probably want to step it up a little bit. It's gonna be both Sovas at the bottom of the charts. Unfortunately, the true utility players on their team.
Yeah, and I wouldn't count them out, because if you actually look at
Yep.
the Aya, her KDA is the same as Aya. So there's a lot of assistance from the tags, the shock darts, a little bit of damage there. So even though she's pretty low in the combat score scale, they're definitely doing work. Combat score does not really explain
Yeah.
everything that a player
That is
gives,
true.
and I think that Yaya has done so much for Galaxy Racer in terms of getting the information that they need to win the rounds, and it was really close. Galaxy Racer 13-10 against Renatus Gaming, but just ever so slightly sharper with about a 5% higher headshot percentage, 5 points higher, and that small difference can really make or break. Really give you the win or the loss here.
Yeah, that's exactly what we saw. I mean, 5% of headshots could mean like 5% more kills, because you just snap to the head, get the instant kill. And yeah, with that, that is, of course, Galaxy Racer, who took Renatus White's map pick of Icebox. That's going to be really nice for them. Like we talked about, they're going to be feeling really happy about that one. Tricks on the duelist as well has been really nice. We see how aggressive they are when they push onto sites, especially A site, which is such a difficult, tight choke corridor to push through when you have no flashes to really lead your way in, and they're just so decisive with it. They just get it, they win the duels, and you love to see the self-confidence.
I think it's like when you watch a general from the back lines and tell their army to
Yeah.
charge. That's kind of like the controller from a controller in-game leader. Like you tell them go, but Trix is more like the those in the Chinese shows, the general is in the front, the forefront of everything, and that's what
She
it
leads
felt
by
like this game.
example.
Yeah, she leads by example, like charge, but she's the first one in, really getting those openings, really getting those frags. And Galaxy Racer, they look like a transform team on the attacking
Oh, yeah.
side. This is so different from what they were in the previous open.
Yeah, like we kept mentioning as well, their usage of fakes, their usage of mind games to play the sides has been really, really nice to watch as well. Unfortunately, though, the one that we were kind of looking out for, Kfadidi, has been a little bit quiet with clutches today. But to be fair, she has been forced onto some impossible situations. 1v4 with 20 HP, 1v4 with no gun. So it's been tough to see, but hopefully going to the next map, we can see the players that you really need to see on the side of Renatus White start to come alive.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually get this. But like you mentioned earlier, in the end of map 1, this is Galaxy Racer's map. This is their best map. Not only their map pick, but their best map, period. And for Renatus White, this is their worst map. So I think Galaxy Racer probably only have one other map that they favor over Haven, and that's Bind. And that's probably the Renatus White ban. And for Galaxy Racer, Haven is their...
Yeah, Haven.
I was gonna say that. That's exactly what I wanted to say. I stopped myself.
Oh, the joke right out of your mouth.
Yeah, thank you for filling that in. And I'm
got
just
you.
gonna say that's a bad joke. Just kidding. But
You
look,
set me up for it, Mucky.
you took the bait. And look, Aya's actually gonna be on the Phoenix here. So this is interesting. This is an interesting switch around, because we've seen Aya on the Phoenix here, Baby Alka on the Jet, but now Trix is going to be the duelist. Again, that general leading the charge. Trix is actually going to be the one highlighting Jet, and Baby Alka is the one that's going to change her agent here, and she's gonna Cypher. I think that's an interesting pick,
Okay.
and the biggest reason why I say it's interesting is because
Select.
Sight on Haven can really log Sight down, and the Jet Envious or Tricks in this case on both sides won't be able to just dash in freely.
Definitely. So that's going to be a little bit of a counter going on there. And we are going to see 2 Jets as always, 2 Cyphers, 1 for Rue. Oh yeah, fun fact to mention, Chloe had an amazing performance on that stage, but it is going to be Rue on the controller, on the Cypher coming into map 2 here. Other than that, we do see, like you mentioned, Aya on that Phoenix. She had an amazing performance on Icebox. On stage no less, so I'm quite excited to see what she can pull off here with a Phoenix. And I think other than that, the controllers differ a bit. We see an Omen for Galaxy Racer, while on the side of Renatus, why we see Mochi X on that Astra, which personally I favor for Haven, though both of them have their perks.
Yeah, Astra fallen out of favor a little bit in the most recent patch because the stars are just so expensive now.
Yep.
The thing is, the patch notes, right? What it said was that you only gain 1 charge per round, and previously you gained 2. So even though you had, let's say, 0, you had 2, you had 3, you get +2 per round. But actually, they changed the way it worked this time around. You only get that 1 free charge if you have 0. So if you have 1, you don't get an additional 1 more. They actually did not
Yeah.
explain that in the patch notes, and that one small change means
It
you
makes a
can't
big
bank
difference.
those stars up, and it's so
Yeah.
expensive.
They don't want you to stockpile the stars, and you can kind of understand why, because when Astra has a bunch of them, she can be so effective
Yeah,
to
she
just
was so
control.
strong.
Yeah, can control the whole map. But ultimately, though, we will be seeing. I do believe that this is Galaxy Racer here on attack, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit before we get into this one because it's gonna be a technical timeout here. We're not exactly sure what's going on, but we'll fill you in on the details as soon as we get them. So going to this map, what are we really looking for? If we take a look at the agent lineups across the board, what are you expecting to see here, Maki?
So for agents, it really depends on the execution. So the Astra, it might just be super expensive to keep up, especially on a site map with 3 sites. It's just so expensive. Like you'll want a star down per site, or maybe 3. in
I'm
the
sorry,
middle, right?
maybe Aluka is just distracting me right now.
Yeah,
Having a
I'm
little
not-
bit of fun on that
I'm
cipher.
not sure what she's doing with that camera. Oh, you know the funny part is like some ciphers like to take a selfie.
Yeah, that's
There was a nice funny moment where someone was AFK, and we basically stood beside that AFK person, put a camera across, and took a selfie with the enemy, which is like absolutely hilarious if you're playing cipher. But
Oh, that's
like
hilarious. That's cute.
this
That's
map,
cute. Yep, this map.
I don't really know how it will play out because this is Galaxy Racer's map pick.
Yep.
This is an attack-sided map, and all the teams here prefer the defender side because maybe lack of confidence in their executions on the attack side, more comfortable on defense, maybe just not polished on their executes yet. I'm not sure what the reason is entirely, but yeah, this is an attack-sided map. There's 3 sites. There's 5 different entrances to choose from if you're attacking. And this is Galaxy Racer's comfort map pick. So I think that Galaxy Racer, if they hit their stride here, are just gonna run away with this game.
Yeah, it feels like they'll definitely be very comfortable on attack. We saw their usage of fake outs. We saw their ability to just run into the side and take over on Icebox. And I feel like that's just more extreme here on Haven. So we'll have to see how that one plays out for both of these
I'm
teams.
going above.
There we go. We're trying to. Okay, we're not quite trying to get stars down. Everyone's just having a little bit of fun while waiting for the game to start. Timeouts are the worst. We can all agree on that.
Getting
so we'll
a
have
little
to just
bit
wait and
dizzy.
see. Getting a little bit dizzy. I wish we could just go back to seeing the Cypher camera view, the selfie cam view.
Oh, is Baby Alaka still playing with that? I think.
I think Baby Elika got tired of it. Everyone got tired of it, but it was a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, pistol round. This is what I want to talk about. It seems like so many people have different ideas of pistol economy this time around. The classic is getting more and more favored. It seems. 3
Oh, yeah.
classics on both sides. The duelists, or sometimes it's a Sova that has frenzy, depending on how you want to play. So I think that's actually really different. Sometimes we've also seen the Jet Sheriff, just because the Cloud Burst is now so expensive. You used to be able to get 3 Cloud Bursts plus a pistol, and now you can only get 1 Cloud Burst and a pistol. It's so different for the pistol round.
Here.
Yeah, it's definitely a very different situation.
Block in sight.
We're coming into the game now, so
Oh yeah.
Technical pause is done. There's the Cypher holding that A side. As mentioned, Trix can't just dash into the side and hope to break this trap anymore. Like that's the thing of the past. She's trying to look for the tripwire. And the thing is, you don't even know the Cypher's on A until you get the full confirmation. Like it's just slowing the jet down so much. Just the presence of the Cypher. They don't even need to have the wire there, and Trix is just gonna keep shooting it. There, she gets caught in the wire, gets shot through the smoke. That is the power of the Cypher here. Rue gets the kill onto Trix, even though she smoked out the window. That's basically what Cypher can do here.
But they still get into the fight, they still get the plan down, and that's gonna be really nice. Maybe Alucard on the look, has the cage. Nice little right click headshot. Has one more cage, but a little bit maybe shouldn't have gone for that one. Envious just pushing through, gets a headshot. Rue gets one of her own, traded back by Ivory. And it's gonna be a 1-on-3, gets a headshot, and Envious closes that one out with a 2k, I believe. So it's gonna be Renatus take the pistol here on defense.
Yeah, they're not able to hold that side, that post plan. They didn't have enough time to set it up.
Yep. Fast rotations coming in from Renatus White to just shut that one down. I really liked what we saw in terms of the push execution there from Galaxy Racer though. You saw Aya come in with the flash, and you saw Ivory, I do believe in a sewers round below, throwing down a nice little flash to blind out Heaven as well as Side. So very nice teamwork, very nice synergy to execute on that play.
Yeah, and it's just a great retake from them. A is the hardest side to retake though, and she's still able to retake that.
Yep, definitely. They get back in time. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more forgiving on the pistol, but it looks like once again Galaxy Racer going back onto A side with the basically full eco with just a Ghost, a Sheriff, and a Frenzy. Baby Aluka has a very forward position here in the garage. Might not really want to commit to anything, but has the option to just control some space on the map, which is always very nice to have. Oh, okay, Fidati with the Marshall, that's not really what you want to be. Tries to go for the push while she's reloading, doesn't quite find it. Yeah, gets one, Kwaibi gets two with the Spectre. Just cleans them up a little bit, pushing in through C. Oh, Boombot gonna spot out Aya, very nice headshot there with Ghost, gets one kill. Tries to heal up a bit. Will she go for the Spectre? Yeah, definitely wants to pick that one up. Mochi with the nice flank gets one onto Trix. It's gonna be a 2-on-2. Baby Alka is still alive. Alright, and Mochi makes it 1-on-2. Baby Alka has the Marshal. Not really gonna be able to do too much with that one. I think it's gonna be so hard to deal with a double Spectre when she just has 20 HP. One body shot with the Spectre. Gonna be all it's gonna take.
Even through the wall, it might just take her out. She can't even get the spike. Oh!
Yeah, Mochi actually is trying to keep her interested here as the flank is coming in, but not quite necessary as she will just take it down herself. Not the best round, not the best entire eco round there from Renatus. They lose 3 players. It's going to be a bit expensive for them. Are they going to buy right now? I think is the real question.
Yeah, they're going to have to either choose to forgo this round completely or just try to buy with maybe a 3 full buys and 2 half buys here. And it seems like they are going for the eco. For the players that died, it's just a gun plus full armor. They want to make this an actual bonus round still.
So we'll have to see how that one plays out for them, as we do see Sova recon boat into A instantly gets shot down. Kwaibi very aware of where that one could possibly land.
Let's see if they can get these headshots. They do have the Sheriff's a Ghost and K for ID. Interesting choice where I actually think she's pretty lethal with the Sheriff still.
Oh yeah, for sure. He can definitely do a lot of work with that one. Yeah, here trying to get some info. Doesn't see anyone in the corner there in garage. Trying to spot out every nook and cranny. As Galaxy Racer, they're going for a fast push here towards a C. Like we said, they're decisive, they're fast once they commit to the side. Oh, really sad timing to look around there from... I think that was Aya, but Rue will get up one with the Spectre. And it looks like Galaxy Racer, they'll actually be able to find this round. Not the best. Oh my goodness, 1 HP from K490 is all she's gonna need, really. Takes down Ivory. Yeah, trades back. Baby Alka gets one. Mochi here, 1-on-3. What can she really find right now? Only the Spectre into 3 rifles. She could just try to make it expensive, right? I think that's the best option here. Will she be able to spot out Aya in the corner? Ooh, it's one. Oh boy. No, the stars! She went into the stars mode! Got a bit too ambitious there. Tries to play for the win when she should just have been trying to get as many kills as she can. Might have been able to pick up Yaya.
That's 150 creds gone.
Just like that. 150 creds gone when she could have taken 2,700 off of Galaxy Racer. I want to take a look at the economy right now, actually, because I believe we'll see full buys from Renatus. Okay, so Galaxy Racer, they will still be able to get full buys, just a half armor on Aya. But next round, though, they are going to be broke, I believe, if they lose this one.
Yeah, both teams actually.
Both teams, yeah, both teams. So win here gonna be very decisive for the tempo and momentum of this half. Aya, hard and fast, finds one to Kfudidi. Do they expect Kohibi to be here though? Aya doesn't check the corner, Kfudidi does, oh sorry, Kohibi doesn't manage to find a second, and it's gonna be a 2-on-2. Sorry, that's gonna be Baby Aluka committing the Cypher ultimate. They get some information and they decide, okay, you know what, we can go to A after all.
Yeah, it's gonna be a difficult retake still. They don't have anything on the side right now between the Astra and the Cypher. They don't have any duelist or initiator, so they're gonna have to peek dry into this side. There can be smokes used. Astra is sort of like a semi-initiator. If you can use, you can clear corners.
Yeah,
more or
you
less.
can clear corners, but she doesn't have the stars to do it. They take down the tripwire, they smoke off both entrances at long and at short, but that's the downside of the Astra smoke. They last a little bit short. Oh, location revealed by the spy cam dot. Rue trying to take that one out, but will just get sprayed down. Ooh, Mochi X. She's trying to go for the defuse, but Trix knows exactly where the bomb is right there. Oh, Mochi with the headshot though. Will she have the time is the question. I don't believe she does. She tries to run out of there, get out of dodge, saves one gun. And although it's a win for Galaxy Racer, they lose everyone. That's gonna hurt the economy pretty badly.
I think it's gonna be okay for them because for Renatus, they can't buy any more than what Mochi X has because they lost that round. So that's gonna be what 1.9k for each of them, and that's just not enough for a buy. On the side of Galaxy Racer, I think they can still go for light armor for some of them. Okay. Yeah, 2 light armors.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. On the side of Trix, though, she needs to use the Blade Storm. So that's the advantage of Blade Storm, right? That's Blade Storm buy, as I like to call it. Envious is also going for that Blade Storm buy.
Yep, definitely. They both have the Blade Storm buy, so they don't quite need to invest any more money into that one. Mochi does have the Phantom towards B, spots out a pretty aggressive Aya, and I love what she's been doing with this Phantom right now. Oh, this is bad. Mochi gets boxed out. The Phoenix ultimate is trying to chase her down. Trix there doesn't hit any of the shots. You hate to see it. Mochi gets one. Will she find a second? Not quite. Baby Aluka trades back around. And Envious is still alive. Has the Blade Storm. I don't think she's going to use it. There we go. Baby Aluka gets the kill. Gets the plant. And that's going to be a third round here for Galaxy Racer. Turning things around after the start from Renatus yet again.
Yeah, Trix actually got the opening frag there off screen. Actually took down Kfudidi with the Blade Storm, but you know, the second set of blades didn't really connect Mochi X, so a little bit too slippery there. And it looks like Galaxy Racer are starting to get a hold of this map. 3 rounds in a row. We've seen them. They can be really streaky.
Oh yeah, they can be very streaky, and 3 is just the beginning. We saw them streak 8 rounds in a row on Icebox. If that happens here on Haven, it's going to be very decisive for the map. And we do see once again very aggressive A hold from Renatus, with Kohibi playing all up front and center. Envious though, very nice frag from C, gets one onto Aya, and that's going to be essential since we've seen how impactful Aya can be for the attacking side of Renatus. Gonna be looking down garage though, finds one onto Trix, doesn't get the dash in time. Baby Aluka finds the refrag, very nice there from her to back up a teammate. Cypher cages to block out window, and it's gonna be a 3-on-4 numbers advantage for Renatus White. Rue here though on site is gonna get pressured by 2 players. Yeah, coming in, she sees the gun, she knows where she is. Garage gets taken down, Ivory is dropped. They notice one more there. Yeah, gets sprayed down, and last one standing is gonna be Baby Aluka. Mochi X is pushing her though, gets the frag. There we go. Nice clean round for Renatus, and that's gonna help them a lot in terms of their economy. The operator gets saved as well, which is huge.
Yeah, this operator definitely has been giving Galaxy Racer some trouble, but now that they know it exists, they can choose a different site to go to instead. But you know, we've seen the operator get shuffled around a lot. Now it's gonna go mid actually, so it's going to be Envious peeking down window there, and I haven't seen Galaxy Racer really peek out window anyway.
Yeah, they haven't quite utilized window too much, but if they do right now, Baby Aluka, she might be in trouble. Alright, just puts the camera down and backs off. I think it did spot Envious because she tried to throw the dart there. Okay, Envious misses that pretty free shot, but she picks
Whoa.
up the hard shot. It's always like this, the free shots you miss, but the impossible shots you hit. That's exactly what we see onto Aya right there, and that's going to be huge once again because with Aya down, how's the push going to come in from Galaxy Racer?
Yeah, they don't have the flash, which is actually really crucial. I'm actually surprised that Galaxy Racer aren't going for the executes. Instead, they're going for these aim duels left and right. But if they just go on a full send execute with those flashes, I think would serve them a little bit better because that flash really allows you entry.
Yep, it's definitely a possibility. We'll have to see what they can do right now. It looks like they want to go back around to Garage yet again. Kawaibi has a very passive hold though, so she might hear them come in, but she won't quite see them. She's not quite aware of this just yet. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit tricky. They see the camera, so now they are aware that they're in Garage. Kawaibi though opts to go for the repeat, a little bit questionable there when she could have used some utility to put some damage down. Baby Aluka with the ultimate spots out the hold position. And it looks like they might actually have this round 2 on 2, but they get the plant. Envious swaps right back around to the Phantom, wants the rifle here for the clutch. It's clutch for Daidi and Envious. I cannot think of a better 2-man unit to try to retake the site. 1-on-1 kid for Daidi. If there's anyone you want, it's gonna be Daidi. She creeps right back around, misses the spray. Trix is gonna keep safe with a dash though, and you know, when she's put in a realistic clutch scenario, Kfudidi comes up with the W's.
It's she didn't
Alright,
clutch
maybe she
that
should go get the
defuse, though.
operator. Yeah, maybe she wants to find the operator, give her the benefit of the doubt there. Will she have time? Will she have time? Alright, just in time. Clutch picking up the operator as well.
Yeah, and that op has... Renatus have had a very good history of saving the op and making it persist for a few rounds. And if it does, it is actually worth it.
Definitely, and I think this is probably the 3rd round that it's on right now. Yeah, because that's the 2 wins from Renatus. So it's gonna be nice for Envious to maintain control of the operator there. Not doing too bad, getting control of the map once again after falling a little bit behind to Galaxy Racer. Of course, this is Galaxy Racer's map pick, and like you mentioned, it's a bit of a attack favorites map as well. Envious with the moving op, no one quite knows where she is, but she's missing the opening shots, which is just so huge, and it's very hard to... Yeah, it's not a situation you want to be in with. Okay. Gets 1, gets 2, gets another throw at the grenade, calls out Kobe, doesn't quite find anything, and she's just 1 frag away from getting her ultimate.
Yeah, I don't know how she got that first frag off the pinchels. I think just caught, I believe it was Ivory off guard there. And
Yeah,
then
probably ate the
getting
whole
the
tank.
reset.
Okay.
This is his 3rd kill for Kohaibi.
Yeah.
Already has a showstopper.
Yep, 5 HP, very disciplined, just backing off, realizes she doesn't need to risk losing her life and her guns by extension. She's going to go into heaven though, trying to find an angle here. Not quite finding anything, gets a lot of damage down though. Alright, Kohaibi did need to go for the repeats, but she chose to, and she gets 1 more, her 4th kill off the round. Envious cleans that one out, and it's going to be a 3-on-5 for Renatus. Once again, Galaxy Racer. Ball is in their court, they need to find a win.
I think if Renatus, Kohaibi rather, hit that 4th shot, if she didn't whiff that first engagement on window, she would have gotten the ace. That was so close.
Very
But
possible.
Envious, of course, you need to secure the rounds here. They lost map number 1. They can't really afford to go for the highlight reel plays here. But good economy on the side of Renatus. On the side of Galaxy Racer, they are gonna need to win the next 2 rounds to break Renatus' economy.
Yep, definitely agree with that one. Kohaibi going very aggressive here. Doesn't quite land the showstopper onto Aya. The angle was just a little bit too weird there. Yaya trades her back, and Ivory gets the wallbang kill onto Rue. This is exactly what we need to see from Galaxy Racer. Baby Alka finds the kill onto the operator on the hands of Envious. Takes that one down. They're probing a little bit. Alright, they're just winning all the duels. You don't really need to worry so much about strategy when you run out mid and you kill everybody.
It was Renatus that actually went out of mid and tried to take all those fights, and it just didn't pan out for them.
Yep, definitely does not pan out for them. We'll have to see what MochiX can do here in a 1-on-3. That smoke is just so hard to deal with since it's one-sided. They can see her legs through it. She looks to heaven, she looks to hell, she doesn't see the person right there on boxes, and Trix will get the frag to close out the round.
She saw some bullets pass by her eyes, like you could see the tracers coming out, and she's like, where?
Wasn't quite aware of where it was coming from. And let's take a quick look at the kill counters. Baby Alka as well as Kohaibi sitting at 10 apiece for both of their teams. And it's pretty close so far.
It's really close, and both sides will have to win this round to break the other side's economy. Galaxy Rays are a little bit healthier. They have 3 players with enough for a full buy next round, even if they lose. But Galaxy Racer, they still need a few rounds to gain the momentum here. This is the attacking side. Renatus chose the defending side, but Galaxy Racer doing pretty okay here.
Doing pretty okay, and we'll have to see if they manage to find another round. Of course, 2 of the rounds that they lost in quick succession was because Renatus managed to pick out Aya on an aggressive position. When she's been alive, she's been so effective playing entry on this Phoenix here. Doesn't quite get the spray onto Aya, but the reflect from Trix will do the trick. Ivory gets one onto Rue.
Are they ready for this?
Envy is a very cheeky position here. No flank gonna be punishing her, so she's gonna be comfortable holding out on C long. Oh, but they're playing very disciplined. They know they don't have to peek the operator. There we go. I jinxed that. The flank comes in from Baby Yaluka. Takes her down. Mochiax with the Kefidite sprays it through the box. 1 on 2. Do you dare to believe? Kefidite doesn't quite find the second. A little bit unfortunate. If she found that one, it was a very possible clutch from her. And they tie it up. Galaxy Racer sitting 5-5 in this super contested haven.
Yeah, it's still really close. I think even in Icebox, it went to 7-5.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, on the side of Galaxy Racer. And this could go either way right now. Or it could even just be as high because, you know, Renatus, they have shown that they are a really strong team, and they do have 1 gun on Kfredite, clutch Fredite. Yeah, that's gonna be the Phantom on it.
Yep, so they have a gun for clutch Fredite. We'll have to see if they manage to find anything with it. Envious up close and personal towards Garage. Aya gets the spray correction there. Headshot onto Mochi X. And they're gonna be playing hard and fast towards B once again. The smokes come in from Ivory. They get the headshot onto Kohaibi. They spray down the boombot. Very impressive spray control there from Aya. She tries to burn out the corner there. Kfredite with the Phantom. It's really the last hope of the team. Finds one to Aya. Finds a second onto Yeya. Kfredite come down there. It's getting a little bit like Clutch Fredite is coming back once again. And there we go. Rue finds the ultimate. They find one. They find a second. They know where Ivory is. Oh, it's Kfredite and a 1 and 4 once again. She has control of the spike.
If she wins this, it's a clutch ace.
It is a clutch ace. She has control of the spike. Oh, this is such an iffy position to be in. They kind of suspect where she could be. Oh, Baby Aluka looks away at the wrong time. It could be a spray down. That's 1. Doesn't quite find the second onto Ivory, and that's such a shame because if they got the kill onto Ivory, it would have been a big clutch once again for Kfredite, and that's a little bit disappointing. They're losing some momentum out. Renatus, that was a bit of a heartbreaker of a round, but still, it was very value. They came in with full ecos except for the rifle and Kfredite, and they still nearly won it. Killed 4 players on the side of Galaxy Racer.
Galaxy Racer, everyone's pulling their own weight though. I'm just gonna point out everyone has 7 kills, with the exception of Baby Aluka, who has 12, by the way. She's a Cypher on the attacking side.
Get out of my way.
Yep, definitely. Cypher on the attacking side. Still very useful for the post spawns, but she's been very effective with her rifles. Utility is a secondary thought. If you land all your shots like Baby Aluka is doing, has definitely been very impactful for the fragging potential. Oh, nice shot from Aya, but gets a bit too greedy, doesn't check the corners. Kohaibi, Rocket Fuse, finds another, and Kfredite came in on the flank as well to back up her teammate. It looks like it's going to be a 6-on-6 there. That was a huge round for Kfredite. And Aya, you need to check those corners. You think it's safe, but it's really not. And Ivory trying to pot away to A. This is a very nice touch of her. She's just going to... Wait a minute, she cancels her pot. That's definitely curious. Yeah, she has to take up this dodge. She tries to take it out. There we go. I feel like she could have completed the plan, but she probably didn't know if she was safe or not, so the safer play was just to return to her original position.
Exactly. I think that if she was probably thinking that the Cypher was there, ready to shoot her from heaven, when she got hit by the dart, so she just decided to go back and go for the aim duels. Definitely someone was going to be hunting her there. And she won that duel, and I think there is a chance for her to win this round, Ivory.
It's not impossible. But so many angles to check. There we go. Kfredite just takes off her head the moment she turns the corner there.
Switching sides.
It's gonna be sitting at 6-on-6. Tied game once again.
I don't know if Galaxy Race prefer the defending side here because this is their map pick. The side was Renatus' pick. We'll see if they do better on this side because Baby Aluka has been popping off and now she's the anchor for the side. For B side at least. This might be difficult for Renatus to actually execute. They don't have the flashes.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be hard for Renatus to execute, but we'll have to see what they can do right here. They don't have the flashes. Of course, there was the Phoenix on the side of Galaxy Racer, but we'll have to see how the hold is gonna come true from Galaxy Racer as well. Is Aya and the Phoenix gonna
Double
be
duelist push?
Double duelist push is exactly what we were kind of expecting. They're gonna be flashing towards A. They're gonna be going aggressive, not daring to push past the smoke there though. Oof. A lot of damage onto Aya. She gets taken pretty low there. Doesn't quite find the follow-up kill. Rue takes it down with the classic headshot. Kawaibi finds one more. Kawaibi finds a second. Yaya tries to take it down, but doesn't quite manage to win against the classic. 4-on-2 right now. If Galaxy Racer loses this round, that's going to be Pistol going over to Renatus.
They do have two flashes on the side of Galaxy Racer, not just the Phoenix, but also the Omen Paranoia. Not much of a flash, but at least it's a near side, and it kind of helps. But Ivory, down to a clutch situation again, like in the previous round, was 1v4, and it looks pretty difficult with a classic.
Yeah, and there we go. Give it ID takes it down to close that one out. It's gonna be 7-6 for Renatus, and if they manage to take the entire eco, they might just start finding themselves pulling ahead in this one. Of course, it's still super close, honestly. It could still be anyone's game. Just a reminder to the viewers at home in case you missed the first game. Renatus White, they took Icebox. Oh, sorry, rather Galaxy Racer, they took Icebox, which was the map pick of Renatus White, and now Renatus, they are trying to take away the map pick of Galaxy Racer on Haven.
It's still the pistol round, so we'll have to see if they can pull it back once they reach the buy round. They are going for the full eco here on the side of Galaxy Racer, so they definitely want to go for that gun round.
Yep, they definitely do, and we'll have to see how that one plays out here. Full eco for Galaxy Racer. They just want to find as many kills as they can, but Renatus, they just made a bunch of noise towards A, and they're making a beeline back towards C. They're gonna run into Ivory, but Rue takes a head off there with the Spectre. Gun difference is so impactful right now. Baby Aluka sitting in the smoke with this shotty in her pocket. No one's gonna really run into it. Okay.
Oh no, she got sprayed.
Down. You hate to see it. It's a little bit of bad luck right there. They just do their due diligence and spray into the smoke. They take it down. Envious takes out the dot. Yeah, Aya finds Kohaibi, but Envious trades right back, takes down a second, and that's gonna be the dub for Renatus.
And they pick up the Spectres as well. Envy is only at I believe a Ghost there, so that's actually pretty good for her. And it's going to be a bonus round for Renatus, and for Galaxy Racer, this is their buy round. Let's see if they can hold off Renatus' snowball, because it's 2-0 right now, and if they win a bonus round, that just spells doom for you.
Yeah, I mean, the context is not just the round itself, right? But the implications of how much money you spent, how much you put into the round, and then if you give the gun upgrades to Renatus, that's pretty disastrous. So we'll have to see how this one plays out, like you mentioned, Marky. It's going to be 6-8, and it's looking like Renatus is once again going hard and fast towards A.
It seems like Vandals are still the gun of choice here for the whole side of Galaxy Racer. I'm pretty much converted to a Phantom. It just feels more versatile for me.
Yep, for sure, but I mean, if they're confident in just landing all the headshots, then we'll have to give them the benefit of the doubt there. Trix comes in and gets two, gets a third.
Hey.
Huge performance from the leader.
Those are all body shot kills.
So, oh sorry, yeah, all body shot kills. That's fair. So if she had a Phantom, that might have been more impactful. And there we go. They do win the first buy round on the side of Galaxy Racer, bringing it to 7-8. Now it's gonna be Renatus once again with a buy of their own. Like we mentioned, the context of the half as a whole, if Renatus loses this round, they're going to go into Eco and Galaxy Racer will take the lead once again. So extremely important round for the attackers of Renatus White.
Yeah, and for the guns, at least they made it expensive for Galaxy Racer. 3 of them have to rebuy their guns. And that's why Trix is on light armor right now. It's because they did take 3 guns out. And for Renatus White, 2 of them do have light armor though. So their economy isn't that great.
Yep, they have light armor. Mochiax is trying to pull someone towards the doors of garage, not quite finding anything. Ivory with a bit of a cheeky position, potting on top of this box right here. To see if he finds anything. It's looking to be a very quiet start to this round. Both of these teams just pushing, prodding towards all three sites, getting some information where they can.
Aphrodite has her ult though, so she
Has the ult
can
available.
actually use that.
Yep. Ooh, Kohaibi just runs out Vandal headshot tap onto Yeya. That's why they buy the Vandals.
Yeah, she just got scalped there. Yeah, did not see what was coming, and Kohaibi with just one quick swing immediately gives him the numbers advantage.
Oh
Ivory,
no,
no!
Ivory pulls out the flash when she was getting pushed. A bit of a questionable play there, but it works out in the end. She manages to pull back away. Envious takes the headshot kill onto Baby Alika. And it's gonna be a 5-on-3 right now. Renatus looking pretty comfortable in this round. Get the plan down towards A. Aphrodite, very nice position, flanking from her C position. Gets another headshot to Aya. Very nice, clean, quick kills coming in for the clutch master on the side of Renatus.
Yeah, I mean, Aphrodite with 18 HP was still able to take 2 out, and she's still alive here. So Galaxy Racer are the ones that are going to have a broken economy here. Aphrodite gets taken down. Timing, Ivory actually turned around there. Just, I guess her spider senses were tingling there.
Yeah, she realized that, you know, Aphrodite was coming in from, so it's a bit of a sus position for her. Repositions around to defend the spawn. She might be just trying to get some exit frags, but of course, very disciplined here from the start of Renatus, just backing all the way back to their own spawn to keep it safe. Make sure they don't lose any of these very important guns.
Yeah, that's a nice little corner they're hiding in there.
Yeah, for sure, nice little corner for them to hide in.
And if I'm Galaxy Racer, I'd be scrambling right now, like trying to think about how to actually defend these sites, because they're obviously having some trouble keeping the onslaught away. And Trix, I'm not sure why she wants to buy a Vandal here. Actually, I'd go for the Bladestorm by TM. But
Bladestorm by
if she gets the headshots, I mean, it'll work out.
Yep, as always, right? If you get the headshots, it's gonna work out, and we'll have to see if she just manages to pull it off here.
Oh,
all right.
Phase up.
Great
Phase
start
up
for
right
Aya.
now.
Phase up in the chat as Aya gets a quick, nice sheriff headshot. Picks up the Phantom for herself as she retreats back to B. Nice little skin on that Phantom as well. Double win. Kohaibi spots out one. They really don't want to be losing any more players here on the side of Renatus. A little bit of damage onto Baby Alika. They don't want to lose their guns, and more importantly, they don't want to lose this round. Of course, it's match point for Galaxy Racer. Dash onto the side from Envious. Mochiax trying to get the plan down. They need to secure this round against the eco of Galaxy Racer.
And they still have 5 alive though, so they can make this work. And Aya makes it a 5v3. They have 2 guns on the side of Galaxy Racer, and I really think they should be committing to Bladestorm here, but they do have the guns. Ivory has a gun. There's 100 fear being.
They're gonna walk to Ivory.
Ivory gets one.
Ivory.
Gets
Oh,
two.
Ivory gets 2. That's huge. Her position was really nice. Envious did not expect that at all, and Trix closes this one out. That's gonna be a thrifty win for them, and that's
It's not just a thrifty. It's a flawless thrifty.
It's a flawless thrifty as well. That's right. So that means they upgrade 4 guns since I believe one of them started with a rifle already.
couldn't find a gun.
Oh, they upgraded
Unfortunately.
3 guns. All right, it could have
No,
been
no, no.
better.
Yeah, 3 guns, correct.
Yeah, 3 guns, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's my new response. Yeah.
We're all big fans of Galaxy Racer here. I mean, I did predict
I'm
the
a
Renatus
fan.
win.
No.
No?
No bandwagoning here.
All right. We're a fan of good Valorant, and that's exactly what we're seeing here as well. Aya hard and fast with A, gets the flash out. Will she find any? Doesn't quite kill anyone. A little bit of damage onto Kohaibi is going to be all she gets right there. Runs into a firing squad of 5. Not too much you could really do right there. And Envious trying to remove the dot in the corner. She will just reposition in time.
Yeah, Envious gets out in that slight, small window where I think Aya was the one hiding and trying to dodge bullets. She didn't see Envious cross there, but it looks like they're just gonna chill a bit and try to go for the default, trying to look if they can get some pickoffs here. But the spike is still on towards the A side.
Yeah, they're looking back towards the A side. They're not backing down from the challenge here. Trix has a very nice position going for these peaks. Back and forth, doesn't quite find anything. Kwaibi holding a very steady corner. The flash comes through, but doesn't quite find anything. Baby Alika looking for the camera. Will it spot out Kefradite here at mid?
Cage triggered.
Not quite.
She
I
does
think
have
she's
the wire,
aware the
though.
camera was dropped. Yeah, there's a wire there. She was aware the camera was dropped, so she's not gonna quite push in just yet.
They have to go for an A execute here.
Cage triggered.
There's no other choice.
There's no time. They have to go for the execute. They've run down the clock. They take down Yaya. Aya trades one back. Aya gets a second. Trix gets a third. Hybe gets one for herself. Gets another headshot. Very effective with Phantom or the Vandal. She gets a headshot on all of these guns. Kefudati finds out Ivory in mid. Very nice positioning from her, but she has to rotate the long way back around. She needs to back a teammate up. Baby Alika gets one. She's gonna try to stick the defuse. I think
Oh, she knows she
Kefudati might
can
not have
stick
time.
this.
She knows Kefudati was coming from mid. She's not gonna have time, but she's gonna get the defuse. I love that play coming from Baby Alika. Very smart from her. Oh, gets to keep the gun as well. Huge play from Galaxy Racer and especially Baby Alika to tie up this one.
Kefradite whiffed that, and unfortunately, it was just a bit. Kohybe
little
needed to
bit
stay
too
alive
late,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit too
Hybe
late
needed
to
to
go
stay
for that
alive
full
there.
rotate.
Yeah, but she got the plan. Not really many, not really many angles she could have retreated back towards. So it was a tough situation to be in for all of them. I mean, Kefudati did get the frag in mid, but that's the price you gotta pay sometimes.
Yeah, Renatus, they're getting the frags, but they're just not getting the rounds, and now it's actually a tie game. Galaxy Racer have caught up. It's now 9-9.
Yep, it's 9-9. It's a tie game. It's looking like both of these teams are honestly having a pretty good time on attack right now. And yeah, gonna spot out one. Misses the dot, even though she was AFK in a camera. She will just shock dart, doesn't quite find any damage. Another shock dart, doesn't quite find any damage, but they're not quite aware Hybe is this close. Kefudati, very nice headshot tap right there. I think she might have seen Trix, so she backs right away. It looks like a B push is coming in. The Blade Storm gets one, doesn't quite find a second. Rue finds the kill, and the eco round here from Renatus might just be huge. Nice from
Enemy
Trix to dodge
fights!
down the rocket. Yeah, enemy fights right there, but it's not quite enough. They commit to Cypher Ultimate as well. They really want to win here. It's a 2-on-2. Trix is the
Both neural
operator.
thefts were actually used.
Oh yeah, both of them know where each other are, so that's really nice.
Player standing.
Kefudati doesn't quite find anything, a bit ambitious with the peaks there. Rue, last one standing. Down long, they know this, they're aware of it. The defuse is being stuck by Baby Alika. Rue has to push, doesn't quite find the kill, and Baby Alika going for the defuse. They're just gonna wait, they're gonna give Trix a little bit of time. Yeah, make sure she has a little bit of time to pick up the operator right there. And Galaxy Racer pulling ahead on defense, 10-9.
Yeah, these games are so close. Even the previous game was what, 13-10? It's just they are, I would say, the most evenly matched series that we watch in Open 5. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's just neck and neck. Absolutely neck and neck here.
It is definitely neck and neck, and we'll have to see who can really pull ahead with this one. One round ahead is barely anything to write home about for Galaxy Racer. We've seen both of these teams take leads here and there. Of course, it is a 3-round win streak for Galaxy Racer so far, so it makes sense that Renatus White would in turn want to call for a timeout.
Yeah, it's definitely a much needed timeout for them. You know, discuss strategy, especially on the attacking side. I think that's the side that actually calls for the most timeouts, because attacking takes a lot more of strategy. I would say you need a lot more planning to
Here.
actually execute a side take, for example, or even the post plan.
Here.
You really need to figure out
Careful.
what's going on. For defense, it's relatively simpler. Like, oh, they like to go A. Let's try to play more towards A. It's a lot easier to shuffle things around on the defensive side because you're waiting for the attackers to commit.
Yep, definitely a lot of possible options there for them. Not really too much they can do in terms of finding anything proactive. I feel like what we saw in one of the rounds was a double duelist setup towards A, where they pushed out aggressively to get info on the side of Galaxy Racer. It was really nice. Operator duel won by Trix, and that's going to be huge for the momentum of this round.
Yeah, the attacking operator doesn't really work out so well, and
Yep.
it just shows here, especially. No one wants to pick up that operator now, because when you need to go into sites, typically you don't have enough time to set up that operator angle. And that's why it's not really that good on the attacking side. And Envious, of course, got punished for that. I mean, as I say that, if Envious actually won that duel, then I'd say, oh, that's pretty good. Nah, it just doesn't really work out that well.
Yep. I mean, no hindsight bias or anything. It's just not the play which you typically would see someone go for. And it looks like Renatus, they're aware that the operator was on B, so they want to make a shift around to A. But seems like Trix is aware of the play right now. They see the start coming in, so they reaffirm that their answer, their rotation to A, was the right
Whoa.
play. Fantastic play from Trix. The flick onto K4Daddy finds one. Cypher Cage is gonna come down. She finds a second on the Mochiac and Galaxy Racer on fire right now. Trix doesn't quite find the last shot. I believe she moved a little bit too much there. Rue stuck in the corner, back against the wall. 1 against 5. They're just gonna spray her down, and that's gonna be a flawless round for Galaxy Racer. Huge for their economy, huge for their momentum, and huge for the context of the map.
Yeah, and Trix is really definitely stepping up here for Galaxy
Oh, yeah.
Racer. 2-round lead already. We've seen this before. They ran away with the game, the previous map actually, in the same manner. Like, Renatus were pretty close, and then all of a sudden they ran away from it. And as I say that, it's going to be a full eco buy from Renatus. It's going to be so difficult for them to get anything out of this, and it looks like Galaxy Racer are poised to take match point.
Definitely poised to take match point, and it looks like Renatus, they just want to play for the overtime here. They are not committing to try to force up in this round. They want to, you know, maybe have like Galaxy Racer get 12 and then play to tie it up.
Cage triggered.
Trip wire destroyed. Nice flash coming in from Ivory. I think she got the people in sewers. Baby Alika stuck in hell. Very tough position to be in. Gets the headshot taken down from Mochiax though. That's gonna be one. K4Daddy tries to get the plant, but Hunter Fury dissuades her. They will have to reposition Envious with the rifle in her hands right now. And there we go. The plant is coming in. It looks to be such a tough retake. Ivory picks up Mochi though. A site, like you mentioned, is one of the hardest sites in this game to retake. Oh,
They
I
have
had
done so.
They do have the guns. Oh, sorry, they have one gun in hand, so Envious. Other than that, they don't have the guns. Yeah. Ivory though finds a nice amount of chip damage. Won't be able to go get anything away from this one though. Trix has the operator in hand only,
She can stick
and the
this.
sheriff. Ivory has a fantastic positioning to cover a teammate. That was brilliant. I really love
That
the
was
post-punch setup.
brilliant. That was a
Fantastic from
brilliant
Trix.
play there. Like,
Yeah.
Ivory just had the whole corridor. She even had cover to really give Trix the space to just defuse that. Great heads up play by GXR. Extremely decisive too. They missed the shots there. They could, I mean, she could have gotten the kills on window if she didn't miss the shots, or if she had more bullets. But look at this. They recognize there's two people in that corner. Ivory's like, I got you. I got your back. Look,
Yep,
she
and
spends-
Ivory
buys
plays
the
it
time
so
here.
well. Yeah, she
Yeah.
plays it so well. She doesn't push out, she pulls back. She knows that they have to get past her to kill Trix, who's defusing. So fantastic play, fantastic teamwork coming in inside Galaxy Racer there to bring us the map point as well as match points. If Galaxy Racer take this, they 2-0 Renatus and they move forward in the winner's bracket, I believe, yeah, to challenge Alter Ego Celeste in the upper bracket finals tomorrow.
Galaxy Racer. This is the power of the gaming house. That's gonna be
Yeah,
Aya taking one down, and K4Daddy only takes the ult down. Galaxy Racer. It looks like they're gonna take it all. 4v2 right now. Trix is still alive with the sheriff, and now
Oh,
it's gonna
boy.
be 1v4 K4Daddy. Do you have the clutch in you?
Do you have the clutch in you? But once again, K4Daddy is put in what we might say is an impossible situation. 1-on-4. It's gonna be so hard. Ivory's really camping position as she rotates, gets the spray down. Renatus White drop down 39. Congratulations to Galaxy Racer. They move forward yet again to face Alter Ego Celeste, our reigning champions. It was a good attempt for Renatus. I mean, it was a 2-0, but it doesn't tell the whole story. That was a very close 2-0.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say this, but I'm gonna have to update my power rankings from today on because Galaxy Racer,
Yeah.
yo, their attacking side is so
Very,
much cleaner than
very
it
clean.
was in Open
Yep.
4. Like, I remember Open 4 that we were saying they're a defensive team because their defense was way better than their attacking side, but the executes from today are changing my mind. I'm not gonna remove that from our
Team
notes.
house
I mean, we have these shared notes between the casters, and Galaxy Racer is like very good defender-sided team, and that's gonna be changed. The team house buff is actually real.
Very
and
good
they're
team.
Yeah, they are gonna face Alter Ego Celeste in the upper bracket finals.
And I feel like they might have a chance to take it. I mean, Alter Ego Celeste, they're a fantastic team, don't get me wrong, but they kind of looked human today, would you say?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's Alter Ego Celeste being human or Kid My Orc ascending. Like,
Fair
I
enough.
can't tell yet until tomorrow, where we actually see this upper bracket match, and I think that's gonna be an exciting watch because
Yep.
every single FSL Open, every single VCT game changers, we're just seeing Alter Ego Celeste dominate, and every single time the question is asked, like, which team will actually make them bleed? And we've seen them bleed in Open 4. Now, which team might dethrone these queens? We don't know. Will it happen in Open 5? I mean, Alter Ego Celeste, they've already secured a spot in FSL Elite. They don't even have to do
true.
anything right now. In fact,
That's true.
just securing their place in the playoffs secured them the FSL Elite slot already. So they didn't have to do anything in this tournament and still make it to FSL Elite. But of course, if you sweep every single FSL Open 1-6, Alter Ego Celeste, which is a possibility by the way, they've done 4 out of
They're
6
on track.
already.
Yeah, they're on track.
They are on track, and if they do sweep every single Open, it's just absolute dominance for them. But we'll have to see that, especially tomorrow. And I want to see other teams take the crown for once.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like this might be the start of, like some other teams starting to challenge Alter Ego Celeste. Previously, like you mentioned, it was very one-sided. Hopefully, we see some closer games this time around. Alter Ego Celeste, I mean, personally, I don't expect them to get dethroned just yet, but it's starting to look a little bit closer. And with that note, we're going to head into a very short break before we come back, I believe, with the final panel of the day, where we're going to close out the day. We're going to recap what happened today. But before that, let's take a... Yeah. Going to break.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our final disc segment of today's Valorant Champions Tour Game Changers Southeast Asian Series FSL Circuit, day number 2. It's me, Jenny Ray Ridgely, and joining me on the desk to wrap up today's games is our caster from the last series, Leonard Omo Alo. Omo, what do we think about that last series between GXR and Renatus White? Because even though it was a 2-0, those are some pretty close maps.
Yeah, I feel like that's been the story of this whole tournament so far. It's been 2-0s, but they've been really close 2-0s. And yeah, like you mentioned, it was a really intense one. GXR 13-9 in map 2, and I believe 13-10 in map 1 as well. Quick look at the MVPs. It is, of course, going to be Trix. Once again, fantastic performance, by the way, holding down so many angles with an operator on the side of GXR, whereas Renatus, Clutch, Aphrodite, not quite managing to clutch away a win here, but 20 frags on the board, not a shabby performance. Top frag in the whole game as well, I believe.
Yeah, Trix just absolutely clutch, just all business with those operator shots this time around. Tell me more about that series. That map number 1 was pretty close too.
Yeah, map number 1 was super close, of course. That was the map pick of Renatus. I feel like they had a couple good rounds here and there. They had a couple of tempo winning rounds as well, where they strung together some wins. But ultimately, I mean, Renatus, they just fell prey to the 8-win round streak off the side of Galaxy Racer. You don't really get much better than that. 8-13, you basically won the whole thing just off the back of that win streak. They tried to tag pause to stop the tempo. The half swap even happened in the middle of that win streak as well. But Galaxy Racer, they just kept running with it. And I want to give a lot of credit to Trix as well as the rest of the team as well. They did so much work on map 1 in terms of mind gaming Renatus and doing so many fake out plays on A and B side. Quick look at the leaderboards once again. Of course, Chloe played really well on map 1, top fragging in that one. Unfortunately, she wasn't there on map 2. I believe they use her as a Sage specialist specifically and preferably for Icebox, because we do see Aya as well. MVP for map 1, and in my opinion, she was this hidden, unsung MVP of map 2 as well. Her entries on that Phoenix were impeccable, and the rounds where they lost on attack were the rounds where Aya died at the start. So it goes to show the impact that she has on this team's attacking side.
Yeah, and just talking about the roster for the side of Renatus White, we mentioned a bit about it yesterday, which is that Renatus White, they play with a 6-woman roster, but there's no real designated sub player for their squad. It really depends on what agents and what maps they're going to pick. That's when they rotate people in and out. There's not like just one designated person who is always their substitute. So we're going to take a look at some of the highlights from the last series. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, we do see a lot of clutches coming in from Clutch Aphrodite once again, as expected, as is her name. Galaxy Racer, you know,
I mean that's not her name. That's not really her name.
Oh, it's basically a name. I mean, you know what people call you, that's your real name, and that's what we expect from
It should be her name.
It should be her name for sure. Ivory here, props to her. This play was fantastic. We didn't see her perspective, but she was planting the spike. Mid-plant, someone runs in, tries to kill her. She changes around, gets the headshot, and gets back to the plant. And at this moment, I feel like Renatus kind of knew they were doomed. Going to Viper's Pit, going to 5 members of Galaxy Racer with the spike down, it's such a tall order. I mean, they couldn't really do much in this situation, and this one really just sealed the deal for Galaxy Racer.
Yep, really nice play, really good default plant for that. A lot of times we see that plant site for Icebox, which is you have like that Sage Wall, the Viper smoke going down, and that's usually one of the general default ways that you plant on that site. I want to pick your brain really quickly while we're in this post-day recap. What do we think of Renatus White's performance today? Just because I think a lot of people, myself included, coming into today's matches kind of thought that they were going to be a top 2, a top 3 team for this round of FSL Open 5. How do we think they did today, and what do we think are their chances of making it into top 4?
Yeah, I feel like they still have the same problems they had since they were called the Impaler in the previous Opens. I know the impact that some of these narratives can have on players, so I will, try not to be too extreme in it, but I feel like they have a little bit of problems with choking, a little bit of problems with, closing out maps. When they have leads, they don't really run with the tempo. And I feel like as a whole, when you look at Renatus White, this is a team which I personally feel is too reliant on the fragging power of individuals rather than playing, exceptionally well as a team, which is what we saw from Galaxy Racer. Their attacking side was impeccable. Their defending side has always been good, and they play well as a team. They cover each other. They they go for the attacks well, they refrag. But in Renatus White, when they succeed, what do you think about? You know, when they succeed, you think about Clutch Rodati killing 5 people at the end of the round. When they succeed, you think about Kohaibi running and headshotting 3 people. Do you think of Envious starting off a round with a really extreme push on defense? You know, things like this that people don't expect. That's how Renatus succeeds. They rely on fragging power. That's something which Galaxy Racer have, but they're also a solid team on top of that. So I feel like for Renatus White to really succeed in this open and in the future, that's definitely something which they are gonna have to work on.
Yeah, definitely. I think, how much of this do you think is because of that couple of roster swaps that we've seen for the squad of Renatus White? As we've mentioned a few times on the broadcast about how Dodona left to glow up in the United States and play for TSM in their tournament recently, but just bringing Kohaibi onto the squad, like maybe they haven't had that much time to mesh together just yet. How do we think that that's something that they can improve on for Saturday and Sunday? Because they've had 2 days of this last competition to kind of get it together.
It's definitely a factor, and there are pros and cons of running a 6-man roster as well, or rather 6-woman roster in this case, right? But one of the downsides is that it's harder to mash, it's harder to gel together sometimes. And that might be what we're seeing here, but ultimately at the end of the day, I don't want to put too much credit or blame on the IGL, because that's just like, you know, part of the problem as a whole. I feel like the team as a whole really just needs to come together and identify their identity on how they want to play on defense, attack, etc. And they need to figure out how to better mesh and gel and play together as a unit.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, huge props to GXR, just all business in today's second best of 3 series. I think we're going to take a look at the brackets really quickly, but Galaxy Racer, because they managed to close out this series versus Renatus White, it does mean that their prize for this means they're going to go up against their rivals, AE Celeste, in tomorrow's best of 3. And like, I don't know if that's the sort of prize that you want when you do well in a competition, means you go up against the giants that are AE Celeste, but that's just how the brackets shake up. Of course, since we did already play 2 best of series today, I think the other side, yep, so we've still got a couple of games being played, I think, on the other stream. However, it does mean that Arestia has already been knocked out of the competition this time around. I think we've got one last best of 3 series still being played, but the way that the brackets will be for tomorrow will be a Celeste versus GXR in the upper bracket, whereas in the lower bracket, it's going to be Kid by Orc versus Arakat Aresta, who just beat and knocked out a team Asteria, which was the mixed team from India, Australia, as well as Pakistan. Hopefully, we'll see them again in FSL Open 6.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they had some really good performances individually as well. So looking forward to see more from them. Of course, in the lower bracket, we're going to be seeing Kid My Orc against Arakat. That's something which I personally am looking forward to watching. And of course, if Arakat wins that one, there's a very good chance they're going on to a rematch against Renatus White, who are still alive, like you mentioned, in the lower bracket. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stakes going to this one, but I think for Galaxy Racer, if we are pegging them as a possible front runner for this entire open, then playing against AE Celeste in the upper bracket finals right now is a good chance for them to warm up against them, feel them out a little bit before you play them again, likely in the grand finals if they make it there.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, on paper, GXR aren't really a team that traditionally do well versus AE Celeste, just because of how aggressive Alter Ego Celeste like to play, just in terms of playstyle as well. It's been something that we've been seeing throughout the competition, which is that Galaxy Racer, even though they do very well versus other teams, they don't do as well versus Celeste. Like a couple of the teams that GXR, yeah, no one. A lot of the teams that GXR usually win pretty easily, like those teams have been able to take maps off of Celeste, but just because of the way that GXR has been playing in the last few months, they're not the best suited to go up against AE Celeste, but we will see. They've got the first best of 3 tomorrow. If they don't do well in that series, they will be knocked down to the lower bracket, so they kind of have that double chance if they drop down to the lower bracket. I think we also had the second lower bracket series that just ended as well. I believe it was Magnifique beating out Hashira. So GG to both Asteria and Hashira for making it into the top 8 of FSL Open number 5. But it will be Renatus White going up against Team Magnifique for tomorrow, and KMO versus Arcat. Who do we think are going to end up in the top 4? I kind of have my eye on Kid My Orc as well as Renatus White in the lower bracket. What about you?
I do think Renatus White should handily take it over Magnifique, but Kid Mayok and Eric, that's going to be a hard one to call. I think, like you mentioned, it might be Kid Mayok, but either way, I think this one is going to 3 maps for sure this time, and it could really go either way.
Yeah, hopefully we'll break that curse of the 2 O's that we've been seeing for the last 2 days. Also, just to quickly recap, if you guys weren't watching, the first best of 1 series today was Alter Ego Celeste, who 2-0'd Kid My Orc. And even though you look at the scoreline, you're like, oh, easy Celeste speedrun as usual, that actually, I mean, KMO made a Celeste work for that win. Went into overtime in that map 1. I think it was the first overtime that we've seen in this round of FSL Open 5. Picked the same maps as yesterday. It was map 1 on Ascent 16-14, and then that 13-8 over on Icebox. But that's gonna be it, guys, for the wrap up for day number 2 of the Valorant Champions Tour Southeast Asian Series FSL Circuit, brought to you, of course, by our sponsor Intel and supported by Yahoo. We'll be back tomorrow to see which teams move on to the top 4, one step closer to that $5,000 prize pool and those sweet 10 leaderboard points. If you want to see how women in esports keep changing the game, then we'll see you back here again tomorrow, same time, same place.